Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español. Hey guys, Vince here from the Varsity Sports Show. Nothing beats a hometown touchdown, on the field and on the table. Join us at Zips or Goldies, where families, friends, and teams come together for great food. They make everything fresh, like their hearty burgers or irresistible focaccias. The restaurants are family-friendly with a huge menu and plenty of seating. Goldies Sports Cafe is in Scottsdale at Via Linda and Mountain View Road, and Zips Sports Grill has 14 Valley locations. Come hungry, see you soon at Zips or Goldies.
Hello and welcome to Scottsdale, Arizona for a big matchup tonight between the Horizon Huskies and the Notre Dame Prep Saints. I'm Matthew McCord with my fellow commentator Ethan Troll. We got a huge one on tap tonight, a big 5A rivalry, two really good teams. Should be a fun one, right?
It should be, and what's crazy is that this rivalry isn't that old. It's mainly started back in 2018 where the Huskies started to move over to 5A, and ever since then, Notre Dame has had the better record. They're 4-3 against the Huskies, and the 3 wins that they have were actually here at Horizon. So even though the Huskies are the better team in this matchup, Notre Dame Prep is probably going to put up a fight.
Yep, and when we talked to both coaches beforehand, Coach Ditmore and Coach Prelock, it was a lot of the same sentiment about both teams, right? They have a lot of respect for each other. They play each other a lot, but when you're looking at Horizon tonight, what is it we're really looking out for? What do you think, Ethan? Well,
they've been dominant over the past, actually the entire season for their run game. They have a 3-headed monster in their top 3 running backs, and Johnny Assett, Bodie Zamorano, and their freshman running back who had a monster game against McClintock last week, Dylan Brush. Those 3 guys are going to get the ball a lot tonight. Coach Ditmore ended up, he was talking to us, like you said, about having all 3 of them being able to get the ball tonight. So we'll see how their run game looks.
All right, and then for Horizon as well, defensively, it's been a defense that's forced a lot of turnovers. Notre Dame Prep looking to avoid turnovers in key moments tonight. That's going to be the big deal for them. We're almost underway here as the kickoff is about to get going for a big rivalry game and what should be a super fun one tonight.
It's going to be fun. Back and forth. We'll see who has the better run game and let's see who gets the most pressure.
And underway we go from Scottsdale, Arizona between Horizon and Notre Dame Prep as that one's kicked out of bounds, and we're going to have a flag on the very first play.
That's not how you want to start as the away team. A penalty already and a kick out of bounds, giving the Huskies great field possession.
So it looks
kick
like
out of bounds, 25 yards from the kicking spot, 35-yard line, first down green.
So Horizon's going to start from the 35-yard line. Great field position already to start for a highly touted offense.
Yeah, and you don't want to give that kind of offense this kind of field position to start. They're one of those teams where they want to run, and that's all they really do. Quarterback Carter Puma has had a solid season overall and has done a good job at letting his tailbacks do what they need to do, but he's there if the run game ever gets slowed down.
Puma in the shotgun, running back behind him. They're going to run a man in motion here. 2 at the bottom of your screen, the snap. It's going to be a handoff, and it's sucked up right by the line of scrimmage by Notre Dame Prep. A great stop early for them to get the momentum.
Great tackle there by the linebackers there, and that's how you want to start it off if you're on defense. You know this team is going to run the ball. Shut it down early. I mean, Zamorano, he usually doesn't have really good starts overall, but again, it's just the first play of the game.
And remember, like we said, Horizon's going to be running a 3-headed monster back there. As Puma now looks over to the hash, and that one's just overthrown, incomplete to the receiver. And now it's going to make it a 3rd and long already to start, 3rd and 11 for Horizon, so already behind the sticks.
Yeah, and that target right there was to Johnny Gassett, and I'm surprised they went 5 wide right there. You don't want to go away from what has been working for you all season, because at the end of the day, the ground game is what controls the entire momentum of the game.
Hard to get the running game going. 3rd and 11 here. It's probably especially going to be a pass. 2 in the backfield. Puma now, it is a run up the middle, and he's brought down Zamorano for about a gain, maybe one, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but an early 3 and out here for Horizon after a penalty on the first play. Notre Dame Prep's defense steps up. They
did right there, and that's a good way to start off on defense. Again, that front seven showed up almost immediately, and they have all the momentum to start in a way. And we talked about it in pregame. They're really good here at the Huskies' house. So you couldn't have asked for a better start.
Taking the home crowd out of it early if you're Notre Dame Prep, something they have definitely looked to do as the punt is off, and it is booted. A great high-sailing punt. Notre Dame Prep has nobody back. This one's out towards the 29-yard line, and it's recovered by Horizon. So a good punt there from number 15, Daniel Salazar.
Salazar's a pretty good kicker. He only, entering this game, he's entering this game with, that was only his 3rd punt of the season, and he's 2 for 2 for field goals, 45 being his longest. So that's a good punt overall from that being that deep in your own territory.
So we welcome Notre Dame Prep to the field now, an offense that's struggled with turnovers a little bit, but regardless, just like Horizon, man, can they run the football?
Well, Coach was talking to us saying they want to run the ball quite a bit tonight, so we'll see how effective it is.
In the shotgun, it looks like we have a kind of a touch pass end around. As the receiver gets up about 2 yards there, over to Jace Wright, that's number 20. They're going to look to get him involved early.
Jace Wright is very speedy, 5'10", 155, so not the biggest player, but he's a multi-sport athlete. Track and field, he also played some baseball in his early years. He has 1 touchdown this season against Desert Edge.
Back in the shotgun now. Notre Dame Prep, almost the same play, looks like, but down to the run game they go. Upwards towards the 30, 36, 37, pushing along, pushing Horizon defenders out towards the first down, and that should be good enough for a Notre Dame Prep first down.
That was a good game right there, and good block on the left side for the offensive line. That was Decker Haskins Smith on the carry. They actually have him on our charts labeled as wide receiver defensive back, and that's a very common thing for the Notre Dame Prep Saints, is that they have a ton of players that play both sides of the ball. So they got to be careful with how they use their players.
Same formation here for the Notre Dame Prep Saints. 2 in the backfield. Horizon crowding the box here. Another run right over. Haskins Smith finds his way towards the outside. Just past the 35-yard line, another good gain.
Nice bounce to the outside again. They keep attacking that left side, and that was Garrett Kerr on the tackle coming down from his safety spot. It's really hard for safeties to come down and make tackles like that, especially against speedy backs.
For sure. But Horizon crowding the box, they know it's going to come. They don't have a lot of guys play deep. The safeties are in, so a lot of guys are there to make the tackle a lot of the time.
Yeah, they bring a lot of mix of pressure. They send 4, 5, and 6 guys usually, and right now they have 6 in the box.
All right, Jacobs now. He's looking deep, and that one's way down there. Over to right, and that one's incomplete, falls just short. A little bit of contact in the secondary, but nonetheless, it does fall incomplete, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for Notre Dame.
And that was Jace Wright on the go route, and he got the matchup that he wanted, but it was just underthrown and a little bit hesitant on throwing the ball there. That could have been a big play, and also, like you said, there was a little bit of contact, but no flag.
All right, big 3rd down now for this Horizon defense, a chance to make up for what their offense couldn't do on the first drive, and that was sustain a drive. A chance now for Horizon as Notre Dame Prep lines up in the same kind of formation. It's play action. Jacobs rolls out. Excuse me, it's not Jacobs, but it is incomplete out towards the sideline. That's Landon Stitch, excuse me. So incomplete, Landon Stitch, excuse me, as Notre Dame, after 1 first down, has the punt as well, so defensive battle early.
Defensive standstill for sure, and it's so funny that they have Stitch lining up at quarterback because He doesn't even have a designated position. He's one of those multi-sport athletes and multi-position athletes as well. So it's kind of nice to see him get the ball under center.
Yeah, it was a surprising thing. We kind of thought Luke Jacobs, number 16, was going to start tonight as the punt is off, and that one's fielded at about the 32-yard line, and it's driven down the field and out almost towards the 50 for number 1, Klopfenstein. A pretty solid return, we'd say, and it's going to set up great field position for Horizon. Let's see if they can get this offense going.
Yeah, and they got to go back to, again, what's been working all season. Run the ball. Get Zamorano warmed up. Get your running backs warmed up. That's usually how it starts, very slowly, because it's very rare that you're going to have a performance like Dylan Brush had last week, where you only have 4 carries, but you get 117 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's very rare. So it's not going to be like that tonight, potentially, but now here they are, 5 wide.
Exactly, 5 wide here for Horizon, so they're coming out with a bit of a different package here on the second drive. No running the ball unless we see something special here, but Puma in the shotgun. He takes a snap over to the right hash, finds Klopfenstein. Klopfenstein breaks a tackle, keeps going out towards across the 40, and that'll be a first down for Horizon. A great play. What
a great job by James there. He was sitting right there waiting for the ball, had a linebacker come up, breaks two tackles, and makes a nice juke move to the inside. Nice run after catch there.
All right, Horizon now. They're going to go back to All Reliable, running back right in the backfield with Puma in the shotgun and 3 down on the bottom of your screen. It is a run. And he is brought down just about maybe short of the line of gain, or excuse me, not line of gain, line of scrimmage.
And they're already starting off the rotation with Dylan Brush right there for his first carry of the game. That's where he usually gets a lot of his, that's where he got a lot of his big plays last week, was inside zone runs, and they try to run it there. But this Notre Dame Prep Saint front four and linebackers are ready to rock.
Dylan Brush last week, of course, with 117 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns against McClintock. So a great game as Puma looks over to his left hash, and that one's just out of the hands of Klopfenstein. And this is going to set up a 3rd and long again. So same situation as the first drive for Horizon, right? They find themselves behind the sticks because the run game's really not been able to get going.
No, it hasn't been, because they haven't tried to get their backs to go outside. They've been running inside the A and B gaps quite a bit. And I mean, you don't want to go away from it completely, but try to spread the ball out a little bit. Get your running backs outside.
All right, so it is Zamorano back in the backfield. We have a pre-snap penalty here.
Most likely encroachment here.
Offsides. Defense. 5 yards. Repeat the down.
All right, so it's going to set up about third and 4 now for the Huskies. Much more manageable. Have a chance to run the ball if you want to set up an easier 4th down. But nonetheless, let's see what Horizon gets going here, as it will be Zamorano back in the backfield. Puma under center now, as it's an end around, and there's another pre-snap penalty. This one may be coming back on Horizon.
And they were about to run Wildcat there as well. Interesting.
Good ball. Offsides. Defense. 5 yards. That's going to be enough for a first down.
So Notre Dame Prep gets Horizon way behind the sticks at 39. They give them a first down.
That is very undisciplined, because you had momentum to start the drive, and you're giving up little plays and little plays and little plays, and then you gave up back-to-back penalties. That just goes to show you what this front four is ready for. They're ready to get in there and get a sack or a tackle for loss, but they have to be careful with getting aggressive.
The running game on their mind for Notre Dame, but that's how you take the top off if you are Horizon. Puma in the shotgun now. Zamorano to his left. Puma takes a snap, looks over to his left. Looking to the right, going deep. Klopfenstein, and that one's just out of his reach, out of the back of the end zone. A good shot, though. He did have a step. But nonetheless, it'll set up 2nd down for Horizon.
It was a good shot, and honestly, Puma's very thankful that was overthrown, because, yes, James Klopfenstein really did a good job at breaking through on his route. But if you're a quarterback and if you're going to miss a throw, you better overthrow, as long as there's no other defensive back there. So here we are coming up on 2nd down.
2nd and 10 now for Horizon. Puma takes a snap, he hands over. And there goes Zamorano out towards about the, 20-yard line. and that's going to be close to a first down if you're the Horizon Huskies, but finally we get to see some positive yardage for this running game.
Exactly, and just like the play-by-play announcer for the Huskies said, shake and bake. That's literally what he did. Made one move to the right, move to the left, go up a few yards after that. It's the best run tonight so far for the Huskies.
So it ended up being a gain of 7 for the Huskies. So this is going to set up a 3rd and 3 here.
We have Jake Garrard one-on-one on the outside here.
Snap is off. Puma hands it off to Kloffenstein into the end zone for a touchdown. Horizon, what a play, and they take the lead early.
That was such a trick play. You couldn't tell if it was going to go to the left, up the middle, or back to the right. We both got tripped on that play there, but Kloffenstein right up the middle, big wide gap through the A's, split the defense, easy touchdown. Nice drive by the Huskies.
Holding. Offense, number 88. 10 yards from the spot.
So that one's going to come back like we just heard. An absolute just momentum destroyer there if you're Horizon. And it sets up a much tougher 3rd down, one you can't have, right?
Yeah, and now that explains why the gaps were so big, because when there's a holding call, usually the gaps A, B, and C are all wide open. So that sucks that a touchdown gets taken off the board.
So it's going to be a 3rd and long here. Puma rolls out to his right, looking deep, and it's picked off by Notre Dame Prep. Down the sideline they go. At the 50, to the 40, Matthew Higbee, to the 20, to the 10. He's in. Touchdown, Saints.
Unbelievable. What a freaking big 6 on that opposite side. Wow. Ran it back all the way from the 15-yard line, baited Puma, picks it off. Matthew Higbee, that's his 2nd interception of the season, his 1st career pick 6. And surprisingly enough, he also is a wide receiver, but he only has 1 catch. Either way, still his best play of the season.
Well, that's the best catch of the season. It's easy to say that thus far. And the game turns on its head so quick. Horizon had a touchdown. Holding penalty brings it back. Next thing you know, they're trailing 6-0.
My goodness.
Crazy how this game turns around.
It's so crazy. Football is so unpredictable, and the fact that one of the highlights we have in our notes here is that both of these teams are on 2 different tails right now, with the Saints being 2-3 and the Huskies being 5-0. But again, for some weird reason, the Saints play really well here at the Huskies' house.
And it looks like Notre Dame Prep.
Touchdown counts. Unsportsmanlike conduct on White. It will be assessed on the kickoff.
Okay, so we have an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Saints that will be enforced on the kickoff. So it will not affect their kicking game here.
Yeah, it looks like it was probably after the play for that penalty. So, yeah, that does tack on to the kickoff, but still, you got a pick 6 as the away team. You have so much momentum already, and if you're the Huskies coming back on offense, you've got to establish some kind of positive gaining for the offense.
Jace Wright up to kick the extra point, and it is blocked by Horizon. But it looks like, was there a flag thrown? I'm not sure. I think it might have been a clean block if you're the Huskies. So a great job there on special teams to get themselves right back into this game.
E.J. Peoples on the edge. He blitzed it perfectly. He has 25 tackles on the season. And speaking of pick sixes, he actually had a pick 6 last week against McClintock for 50 yards and 3 pass deflections. So how about add that on as his first special teams block of his career?
All right, 6-0 here. Huskies leading, or excuse me, 6-0 here. Notre Dame Prep is leading. I'm so caught up still on that hold from Horizon. I thought they scored. Notre Dame Prep comes in here, silences the crowd early, and this is exactly what you wanted if you're Coach Prelock and the Saints.
Yeah, and Prelock is all about teaching his guys about being prepared for the real world. And when it comes to being down or being up, it doesn't really matter. He's all about giving these guys maturity lessons. And when it comes to being patient right there on defense, did a really good job.
So because of the unsportsmanlike on Notre Dame, this kickoff is being kicked from the 25-yard line as it's booted, and it's a pretty good kick. Caught around the 15, and it's going to be returned by Horizon. blocks the front, tries to find a hole, takes it out to about the 36-yard line. So solid field position, but a great kick there from Notre Dame Prep. Great special teams.
Yeah, good special teams overall, and you had a couple of good players on there, one of them being Austin Bush. It's actually his first year on varsity as a sophomore. He has 9 tackles, and he had an interception against Gilbert. And we mentioned a lot of guys with takeaways, fumble recoveries, interceptions, block punts, you name it. And that's what this Saints defense is about. They're known for turnovers and disrupting offenses quite a bit. Even though they've allowed about 20 to 22 points a game, they're still a solid unit. And Horizon, they've got to find a way to break through that.
Well, a lot of the time when you win the turnover battle, you tend to win the game. As a rush up the middle now for Horizon, as they're out to about the 41-yard line, just about across the 40 on first down, as that was once again Zamorano who is getting the bulk of the carries here early.
Yeah, and the thing about the Huskies rushing game is usually wherever the tie end goes is where the run's going to go. They had Preston Burke, their 6'6", 212 tie end motioning on that side, and look, they're doing it again.
As we do get a pre-snap penalty on what looked like it was going to be play action.
I don't know if you want to do anything update.
Let's see what the penalty is here.
Dead ball. Offsides. Defense. 5 yards. Second down.
So a third offsides penalty of the game already for Notre Dame Prep. This is something they got to get under control because you're giving Horizon easy yardage here.
Again, they're hungry. They're hungry for a tackle for a loss. They're hungry for a fumble. They're hungry for a turnover of some kind. They want to show the Huskies, hey, you're 5-0, we're 2-3. That's fine. We're going to come at you and show you what we got.
Puma now in the shotgun, drops back, looking out across the middle, and it's received, and it's caught by number 11, Jake Gerard. What a reception. And Horizon pushes the chains, finally gets the deep ball going.
Jake Gerard's been that quiet factor for the offense. Oh, they're going to run hurry up here and get them on their toes.
Puma under center. He takes the snap, and it's a run to Zamorano. Zamorano cuts it out left, and he's brought down. A great tackle there by number 11, Peyton Petrossi, to come down from the DB position and make a tackle around the legs. Excuse me, it was Gunnar Perry, who seems to do it all for Notre Dame. But Horizon will be getting out quick here out of the huddle again, ready to run another play, as Puma will set up in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the bottom of your screen. Puma looks over to his right, and that's the big tight end, Burke, and he drops the ball. So they finally target the 6'6" monster out there that they've used blocking in the run game, and just let someone slip through his fingers.
Yep, and that was Andrew Steyer there on the pass breakup. That's now his 5th of the season. He actually had a 2-point conversion versus the Shamrocks not too long ago, also with 36 tackles on the season with 40 career tackles on top of that. So he stepped up a big way on defense, and he stepped up right there for that pass deflection.
Stop, we've heard this before, but Horizon, 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8 on their 3rd drive of the football game. Let's see what they can do here. Puma looking, feels pressure in the pocket, escapes to his left, out scrambling, and he's going to be taken down around the line of scrimmage. Great coverage deep by Notre Dame Prep.
That was an awesome job at bringing in the pressure, and they actually have one of their backup ends in bringing the pressure, and James Mariotti, hopefully I said that right. He is actually, I believe this is his first game of the season tonight, and he brought the pressure on the edge. And linebacker number 57 for the Saints, Nate Jones, who's their best player on defense, making the tackle.
So Salazar and the Huskies are going to line up to kick a 47-yard field goal here. The kick is up. It is good. What a kick from Salazar. Oh, my goodness, from 47.
And we were watching Salazar in the warm-ups, and he has a nice leg. That was that was Palmer Podwika on the kick there. And that is his 3rd field goal of the season and his 2nd longest. His longest is 51 yards. I believe that was a 48, 47-yarder there. He has missed no PATs either. He played soccer for quite a while growing up, and watching him versus Cactus, he did struggle in that game a few weeks ago, but ever since then, with the PATs getting him warmed up for the season, he's brought his confidence up.
So Podwika, with a hell of a leg on that kick from 47 to cut the lead in half. Horizon offense stalled out a bit, but nonetheless, special teams able to take over and do a great job. As we'll see what their defense can do. Their defense not really been tested thus far, as Notre Dame's only points have come on a pick 6 from Matthew Higbee. But we'll see what they can do, especially from Notre Dame Prep, who will, of course, try to get the running game going. And the kick is off from Podwika, and that one's in the end zone for a touchback. So
That almost hit the back of the end zone there. My gosh, I have to say it again. He has such a powerful leg. He was kicking from the 45-yard line for field goal attempts, and he made one in this pregame warm-ups. So I'm telling you, just keep watching out for him tonight. If the Huskies' offense continues to stall out, at least they have a reliable kicker in Podwika.
College recruits that may be here, look out for Podwika. This kid's got a hell of a leg. All right, so Notre Dame Prep making their way back out to the field. An offensive drive their first time up where they got a first down, but were unable to connect on a long pass, of course, to Wright. And it kind of to Jace Wright, it kind of stole out their offense. That they're going to look to run the ball here out towards the 22-yard line on first down.
That was a quarterback keeper by Landon Stitch, excuse me. And again, they're going to rotate a lot of different guys out at quarterback, especially Landon, because he's such a versatile athlete. He reminds me so much of Taysom Hill for the Saints, because you can put him pretty much anywhere and he'll be able to perform.
So it's going to be Landon Stitch in the backfield still from Notre Dame, and it's going to be Haskins Smith lined up to his right. Stitch in shotgun takes the snap, looks over to his right, delivers a pass, and that one is completed out towards the 30-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down for Notre Dame Prep. And that's out to number 18, Ryder Ashcraft.
Ryder Ashcraft is a pretty decent wide receiver. That was actually only his second catch of the season. He also does kickoffs and punts. He's better known for kicking than he is for receiving, but like we mentioned earlier, the Saints like to use a lot of their players in different positions.
All right, it's a run now to Haskins Smith as he makes his way out the right, and Haskins Smith breaks the tackles, finds the hole. There he's going, out to the 30. Can they catch him? Haskins Smith is in. Touchdown, Saints. Wow, explosives on explosives. Where did that just come from?
I have no idea, but he bounced outside twice and found the crease, and he was gone. Oh my gosh. Are the Huskies on upset alert right now? Because it looks like they are.
I mean, the battle of this game is going to be who's going to run the ball better, and so far, Notre Dame Prep has found their running game, and they found their defense creating turnovers. So they've gotten out to a 2-possession lead early. An extra point here could make this a 10-point game.
Yeah, one of our questions entering this game was, are the Huskies going to struggle against the Saints? And so far they are. There is something weird about the Saints. They feel comfortable in this environment, and they don't really feel pressured. So you had a pick 6, and now you have a massive run play. Huskies got to wake up.
Jace Wright with the extra point, and that one is not blocked this time. That one is good. So Notre Dame Prep with a 13-3 lead and 2:27 left in the first quarter. Not a lot to say if you're Horizon here. I mean, you didn't really expect to come out and get bludgeoned on the ground and with the turnovers here early, but nonetheless, if you're Notre Dame Prep, you got to be so happy.
No, they're getting punched in the mouth, and that's the thing. Ditmore, head coach of the Huskies, really needs to get in this guy's face and say, hey, we're just starting. You know, I know that there's still 2 minutes and 30 seconds left of this first quarter, but this is a long game. It doesn't matter how you start. It's about how you finish. So only time will tell and see if they can get the momentum back in their hands.
That is completely correct. If you are Ditmore, we know Horizon. This team is so coached, so well coached, right? You know he's going to be having his guys ready to go at any time of the game, no matter the score. So we expect a full comeback here and a whole lot of effort here from the Huskies. And it starts here on this offensive possession. Yeah,
and for the Huskies, their motto is champions for life. And that's something that the entire athletics program has brought to their different sports. And hopefully they can use that to bounce back.
All right, the kickoff off deep, and it's received by Horizon as they're going to take it out of the end zone. Great return here out towards the 22-yard line for Gerard, and Horizon will take over from about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, on the return was Johnny Asset, and that was the first time we've actually said his name tonight. They haven't tried to get him involved a whole lot either. He's only had one target, and ever since that target, they haven't really, like I said, we haven't even mentioned his name only 2 times, correcting myself from earlier. And Johnny Asset is used as running back and wide receiver, and I believe he might end up having to be the X factor tonight.
So it looks like it's going to be Zamorano lined up around behind Puma, who's in the under center. It's handed off to Zamorano, who's going to get out past the line of scrimmage and out towards the 25-yard line, maybe around a gain of 3.
That front 4, man, they are all over it. And that was Andrew Stayer again with his second tackle, or assisted tackle now. But this front 7 is really showing up because all the Huskies are doing is running inside. They've got to find a way to get their elite running backs to be able to bounce the ball outside.
Back under shotgun here for Puma. He's got 3 on the right, but looking out to his left, he's going deep to his receiver, and that one is just overthrown. That one was targeted for Jake Gerard, and for Puma early, he's had a little bit too much touch on the football.
He has. That's now his, his second or third overthrow of the game now. And also, that was great coverage by Mason Pavon there on the receiver. He's done a pretty good job overall with solo coverage, but when it goes back to the Huskies, now you're on 3rd and long, and now you got to go attack deep.
Puma lined up in the shotgun, Zamorano to his left. Puma looks over to his left, finds the receiver, that's Gerard, tries to break a tackle, but will be brought down by number 11, Peyton Petrossi. And for Horizon, that's going to be short, and that's going to be another punt. Notre Dame Prep, the defense comes up big again.
Yeah, that was Pastrani there to contain the outside, and then Gunnar Perry finishes off the tackle. Gunnar Perry's interesting because they use him at running back quite a bit, but he's also a very good tackler for a junior linebacker. He's 6 feet, 225 pounds. He's pretty big. That's now his 58th tackle in the season, and he also has 2 interceptions.
All right, Salazar on the punt for the Huskies. As he gets this one off, it's a bit of a shank, and it's going to go out of bounds at about around the 50-yard line, so not a great punt there for Salazar. Notre Dame Prep's going to take over with great field position.
Yeah, Salazar kicked it at the top of his foot instead of at the tip of his foot, making the ball go sky high. And it was spinning backwards, so I personally thought it was going to bounce at the 40 and go back towards their own side, but he got lucky on the bounce there. And now it's unfortunately still in your own territory, but at the 45 instead of somewhere like the 35 or 20.
So if you're Notre Dame Prep here, after their last drive where Haston Smith broke one off for 1,000,000 yards, what are you thinking?
Go back to what's been working is the run game. We were talking in pregame, who is going to have the better run game? And that's all these 2 teams pretty much are going to do is short passes and running the ball.
So Gunnar Perry, it looks like he's going to take this one out after just making a tackle on the last drive. And he is out towards the 42-yard line for about a gain of 2. But Gunnar Perry getting involved in the run game as well.
Of course, and then you also have Gage Lee there on the tackle. He's the leader of this defense now, 39 tackles, 2 sacks, fumble recovery, forced fumble, and he also had a safety versus Verado. He's a very good vocal leader, and he's not afraid to get up in your face and tell you, hey, I'm here to play.
4 men in the backfield here as Stitch will take it for Notre Dame, and he's able to gain about 5-ish yards. And we'll about cut this in half. He'll make it about 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. It'll actually be 3rd and 5, excuse me. So, but Notre Dame Prep will likely take this one down to the end of the first quarter.
And that was a good end to the quarter, honestly, and you couldn't have asked for a much. You really couldn't have asked for this start, or any better start, excuse me, for the Saints. Being up 13-3 as the away team and underdog, all smiles going to that sideline.
All right, so we will take a quick break here from Horizon High School in Scottsdale, Arizona. A good one brewing. We'll be right back for the start of the second quarter.
Hola a todos, soy Jorge Anuajardo, su narrador de jugada por jugada de Viva Varsity, el nuevo transmisión en español del Varsity Sports Show. Estamos aquí para encender tu pasión del deporte, traerte entrevistas exclusivas y vivir cada jugada contigo. No olvides a seguirnos en Instagram @VivaVarsity para ver lo mejor de las jugadas destacadas, momentos detrás de cámara y todo lo que pasa dentro y fuera del campo. Esto es Viva Varsity, donde el deporte agarra vida en tu idioma.
All right, we are back for the start of the second quarter here from Horizon High School in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is the Notre Dame Prep Saints out to a surprising 13-3 lead at the start of the second over the Horizon Huskies, and already pushing the ball out towards the 40-yard line, but a big third down here.
Yeah, the Saints have been coming out in this Army-style offense now. They have so many guys in the backfield to confuse Horizon. They haven't faced this kind of offense yet this season. The Huskies haven't. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they make. Are they going to bring 7 guys up to blitz? Are they going to do a blizzard blitz where they send 8, 9 guys in the box? I mean, is that risky? Yes, but if they're making it this predictable, the Saints, where they have so many guys behind the line of scrimmage, I mean, you may as well send in everybody at this point.
We did mention earlier before the game that it was sounding like this was going to come up to be like an Army-Navy football game.
Yeah.
I mean, Horizons tried to air it out, but Notre Dame Prep knows what they got to do.
Yeah, and it's all about controlling the tempo, and they've done just that. Outside of the 2 big plays that they had, they've done a nice job at getting these short run plays.
3 in the backfield here as Haskins Smith takes a direct snap. He kind of fights his way off around the line of scrimmage, but is brought down by number 5. That is a great job by number 4, CJ Battle, able to get in there. No, it was number 5, Stratton Nee, that was able to get in and make the tackle. So.
Well, you had 3 different defensive players make that play. You had CJ Battle, Stratton Nee, and Chase Wise all coming down to contain that edge. And now here we are on 4th down. And they're not punting. They're going to go for it. The Saints want to keep the momentum on their side.
4th and 6, though, you surely can't run it again, can you? We'll see. Only 1 receiver lined up outside. Stitch takes a snap, and he's looking to him. That one's thrown deep over the top. And it's a call for a touchdown. What a job for Notre Dame Prep. That's number 20, Jace Wright. Or was that it was Jace Wright. What a grab. That looked like it was incomplete from our camera angle, but that one's received. And like that, Notre Dame Prep is up almost 3 scores now.
A pick 6, a huge rushing touchdown, and now a one-on-one deep pass play. Are you kidding me right now? The Saints are all over the place. Jace Wright with that deep throw, and that is now his 2nd touchdown on the season. What a play.
Jace Wright with the kick. That one was almost blocked again, but the extra point is good. And Notre Dame Prep has taken a 20-3 lead here at the start of the second quarter. It looked like that ball was intercepted, but it just cut right around the corner, and Jace Wright makes a fantastic catch to get into the end zone there on 4th down.
Well, the corner man up on him had really good coverage overall, but he hesitated on making the play. Man to man, they were on each other quite a bit, and then the receiver on the play, Jace Wright, he ended up slowing down, making the catch, and the corner fell, and he just hopped right over him and said, "Oh, okay, thanks," and just walked right in.
So, a 20-3 ball game early. Didn't expect this one. I mean, and these Horizon fans had a great turnout tonight. They're a little bit shocked. I mean, biting nails, a little confused. 20-3 to a crosstown rival, Scottsdale, Notre Dame Prep just down the street, and they're not used to being down like this so far this season. 5-0, they've really bludgeoned their opponents, and this is something they're going to have to come back from.
Yeah, they've been dominating every single game this season, and now this is where good teams show up, though. Can you bounce back from being down this early?
This one is caught out towards the 20-yard line. It's returned. Breaks a tackle out towards the 45-yard line. That one was returned by Gage Lee, able to make it out to about the 45. So good field position for Horizon, something this offense really needs. But for Horizon, the running game hasn't been great, but also if you're Puma, you got to connect on some of these deep passes.
I think it's weird to say, but do the unthinkable. Get Puma running a little bit. Get him on some play-action rollouts.
as this one is handed off now to Zamorano, who's able to find a hole up the middle, scoots away a little bit on the ground forward for about a gain of 3, and that's been all he's really seen thus far. Gains of 3, gains of 2, gains of 1. If you're so far for Horizon, Notre Dame, we've seen them offsides 3 times. They've been ready to get to the running back.
They have been, and Zamorano only had 4 carries last week, and now he has 7.
Puma under center. This one's handed off now. Out across the 50 towards the first down marker. That is number 1, James Kloffenstein.
Good enough for a Husky first down.
Correction.
Excuse me, yeah, that was number 7, Dylan Brush.
There you
Dylan
go.
Brush. So
There-
Dylan Brush able to make his way out to a first down for a big, good job for Horizon there.
There you go. And Dylan Brush is going to start getting a little bit more carries too, split with Zamorano to give him a little bit of a break. But we were talking about Zamorano, and last game, like we mentioned, he only had 4 carries. They're trying to get him the ball a little bit more this week.
Puma under center again, hands it off to Zamorano out towards the left, and he is gang tackled by about 4 Notre Dame prep defenders, and Gunnar Perry once again was right in the middle of it.
Yeah, and again, this front 7 has been so consistent tonight, and we haven't really mentioned a lot of their names because they've just been able to make the tackles. They've been able to shut down the inside run. They've been trying to break through with Zamorano, but haven't gotten anything yet.
So it will be 2nd and 8 here for the Huskies as Puma lines up, and it looks like they may just draw Notre Dame prep off for a 4th offsides of the game.
Dead ball. Offsides. Defense, number 57. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
Okay, so it will be a 5-yard penalty on Notre Dame prep, and it's the same thing as a few drives before. The offsides are come back to haunt them here as they will now set up 2nd and 3, much easier, as Puma now will set up in shotgun. He'll send Owen Shaw over in motion. Puma takes a snap, looks up to his right, but he hands it off to Zamorano. Breaks some tackles, gets around the first down marker. That may be enough.
It's 1 yard short.
1 yard short. So this will bring up a big 3rd and 1. I think we know what Horizon may be looking to do here.
Well, they're bringing out their big tight end Burke, and usually when he's out there, most of the time, over 90% of the plays are run plays. And they're also bringing out their other big tight end as well, also defensive lineman Logan Lassie. So be ready for the run here.
Puma's under center, Zamorano in the backfield. It's handed off to Zamorano, almost the same play. He breaks out to the left, out towards the 29-yard line. And that's a first down for Horizon. The running game is starting to get going.
There you go. They're getting the running backs outside. They've been trying for the A and B gaps, and it hasn't been working. Now they're bouncing both backs to the outside, and now they're getting solid gains. So now, if you're the Huskies, continue to do what's been working and slowly drain this defense out.
You would say, too, though, when you get in such... Oh, it looks like it's actually going to be Kloffenstein that takes a direct snap, and he gets out to about the 25-yard line. It looks like maybe around the line of scrimmage, so not a lot going there, but nonetheless, keeping Notre Dame prep on their toes.
That was a good play by Kloffenstein, and that was Mason Pavon there on the tackle. And he actually, at the end of the play, he tried to rip the ball out of Kloffenstein's hands. It just goes to show you how hungry this Saints defense is. They want to continue to keep this defensive momentum going.
Kloffenstein is once again lined up in the shotgun to take almost like a wildcat here. He looks over, he takes the end around for himself, Kloffenstein, and he's drilled up the middle by Gunnar Perry laying the smackdown, and Kloffenstein is slow to get up. You cannot run right at Gunnar Perry. That is a big guy.
No, you can't. And Gunnar Perry has been watching film because he stood right where he was the entire time watching the ball. He didn't care about anybody else moving. He stared at the ball and met Kloffenstein right up the middle and slammed him to the ground.
So Puma's going to be back under center now. Horizon run a lot of under center so far. You don't see it a lot in high school these days, but it's kind of good to see when you're running the ball a lot. He's going to set Burke over in motion. It is a running play to Zamorano. He finds a hole out towards the 20, and he's going to be probably just short. Let's see what they're saying. They're saying it's a first down. Yep.
Just enough to move the chains, and again, back to the main conversation. Who's going to have the better run game? Now, now that the running backs are starting to get momentum for the offense, it's a little bit more balanced for both teams.
This is play action here. Puma over to Burke, and that one's intercepted again. Intercepted by number 5, Mason Pavone, trying to target the big tight end. And that's 2 turnovers and 2 picks now for Puma. Notre Dame Prep stands tall again.
Oh my gosh, Puma is struggling tonight. He tried to go for his tight end, and he was double covered. I don't know if he just didn't see the guy or if he was just trying to force a throw, but at the end of the day, that was your best drive so far in this game, and now you have a pick 6 field goal that stalled out on a good drive and another interception, but a good play by the corner there, number 5, Mason Pavone. That is now his 3rd interception of the season.
And both interceptions have been in opponent territory for Notre Dame Prep, so in their own zone, so they'll be able to stand tall when Horizons approach the red zone, as Stitch now will line up, and he will give the ball over to Haskins Smith, who makes his way out towards the 12-yard line for a gain of probably around 3 to 4. 6.5 minutes remaining now in this first half. And for Notre Dame Prep, you're trying to bleed some clock, right?
Yeah, exactly. And not too much clock, because you want to be able to take any offense in this situation with 6 minutes, you want to take up the entire time going down the field. So yeah, you are right. They might want to bleed some clock.
Haskins Smith again takes the handoff. There's a flag on the play as the ball comes out late, but Smith was already ruled down.
Everybody in the stands here was looking right for where the ball was when it popped out. I saw a bunch of eyes get wide open there, but that ball came out way after the play was dead.
We'll see what the penalty is. This one looks like it's going to be on Notre Dame.
Holding. Offense number 54. Half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
So holding there on the Saints. This one's going to come back, and it's going to set up 2nd and 12 for the Saints. Back towards their own end zone here, backs against the wall, and it looks like maybe they're going to try to keep this running game going here to try to get out of their own zone.
Yeah, if you're the Huskies, you might want to bring the house here, but they only got 4 on the line.
Stitch is going to take the handoff or the snap himself. Direct snap, a little bit of a QB draw as he gets around back to the 10-yard line. So they're kind of going to be where they were before. It's going to be about 3rd and 9 for the Huskies.
And now you're, like you said, in this 3rd and long situation. You didn't want to be in this situation to start, but it is what it is. And at least the Saints have shown that they can attack through the air. They've done a decent job at doing it in this game, but now in a critical situation where you're in close to your own end zone, do you attack on the boundaries again, or do you go right deep down the middle? We'll see what they call up here.
As it looks like we'll get some late substitutions on now for Horizon, as number 17 Jake Cash comes on at the safety position. Stitch lines up now in the shotgun, looking deep to Jace Wright again. And that one falls incomplete. A lot of contact, but just falls short. Almost the same one as last time. Chase Wise on the coverage there for the Huskies, and they weren't going to let that happen twice.
No, they weren't. And it actually I'm surprised they went back to the same kind of play, because the middle of the field was wide open, and the Huskies when they send the pressure, they usually have one high safety. And that one high safety was Jake Cash, like you mentioned earlier, substituting in. So it was a good stand by the Huskies, and hopefully now they can get some offensive drive, get a good offensive drive, and hopefully get a score on the board.
Ryder Ashcraft back to punt from his own end zone. Just gets that one off. It's a low line drive out to Klopfenstein, and he lets that one bounce. And it'll be a really good punt for Notre Dame out from their own end zone. They get it out way past the 50. Great special teams again for the Saints.
Yeah, it was. At the end of the day, when you're in your own end zone in high school as a punter, you got to kick it as a line drive. A line drive is the best kind of punt you can make. If you try to make it sky high, expect a big return, and you're going to be pinning you guys in your own end zone. So that was a great punt overall. And now, instead of being stuck in your own territory, the defense is better set up.
So for the Huskies, down 17 points, they're in love with the run game, but you do have to get the passing game going a little bit, because the run game bleeds a lot of clock, right?
Yeah, they haven't changed up their game plan at all.
as this one's an end around. Received over by number 19. He's out towards the 50-yard line. That is Johnny Issett. Gets another carry for him. He's been seldomly mentioned throughout the day. He's been a big part of their offense as well. So a good time to switch it up. A little end around, not just the same run to Zamorano over and over again. Keep Notre Dame on their heels. Under center now for Puma. Here comes Zamorano with the carry, trying to find the hole, and that will be, looks like, good enough for a first down.
Something that I've noticed about Notre Dame Prep is they've been rotating around both of their edges in Nate Jones and James Mariotti. Wherever Mariotti is where they've been running consistently.
They actually called Zamorano a yard short, and it looked like he picked it up, so they're just going to give it to him again. And he stuffed again. Zamorano not able to pick up the first down marker. It'll pick up a fourth down, and how big was that call after the second down run?
I don't know. They try to get them on their heels, but this front seven is just ready to rock. And Burke and that left side of the offensive line try to bring the pancake blocks in, but they got absolutely nothing. Burke actually got flattened on the play, and he's 6'6".
As it's a direct snap now to Klopfenstein, and I don't know if he got it. He's going to be right around the first down marker.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down at the line.
Short.
Yeah, they marked him down at the line of scrimmage, and that looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yep. It's going to be a turnover on downs for the Huskies on a direct snap. Oh, it is going to be a first down. They gave it to him.
Wow.
It looked like it was super, super close there. Nonetheless, Horizon gets the all-important first down.
Yeah, from our angle, that ball looked incredibly short there.
As Klopfenstein takes it himself down the Wildcat position, he'll get out to about the 46, 47-yard line, out to right around the line of scrimmage again. And we're now under 3 minutes in this first half, so I know you want to run the ball from your Horizon, but the time's not really on your side here.
No, it's not. And you're in opposing territory now, which is nice, and you got gifted, most likely. Again, I don't believe that was a first down conversion, but either way, the play still continues to go on, and now they have momentum going into enemy territory. Time to start taking some deep shots here.
Puma in the shotgun, he'll drop back to pass. Looking over to Gerard, and that one's just out of his hands. It's kind of been the story all day for Puma on those comebackers and deep balls.
Yeah, Puma has just been overthrowing quite a bit in this game. They've got to get him now. They did take the deep shot there, or medium shot, I guess, but start off with some short passes, get some crossers in, get some quick outs, get his arm a little warmed up, so that way now he can start progressing into the higher levels.
3rd and 9 here, just across the 50 for Horizon. It looks like this is going to have to be a passing play. As Gerard gets a running head start, Puma going deep over the top to 19, and that one is incomplete to Issett. And once again, overthrown. He had a step. And for Horizon, 4th and 9, what do they do here?
Yeah, Puma just isn't warmed up. He doesn't feel confident. Are you getting that vibe too? He doesn't feel confident when his throws.
He looks confident, and before the game, he was slinging that ball all over the place, but warming up in the game are two completely different things, right? So
exactly, and now they're being forced to punt here. And now you're giving the Saints offense the ball back, but you did make a stop on them on the last drive as the Huskies, and now they have to go back out there and hopefully get a takeaway.
So Mason Pavone was lined up deep as it's a fake punt for the Huskies. There they go. He's going to break it out, and he's brought down around the 20. That's number 3, Owen Shaw. What a call there from Coach Ditmore to get the offense going. Whatever you need to do is whatever you need to do.
Ditmore, you mad dog. What a freaking call. Usually, you don't ever want to call those kind of plays in this kind of situation, but you are down by 17 at home. You got to get that spark. What a great reverse jet sweep play for Owen Shaw.
As it looks like we're going to get a timeout called now by Notre Dame. So that one shook them a little bit. They did not expect that one. It was like a There were 3 guys with the ball on that play, and Owen Shaw comes up with it and is able to use his speed to get right down the field for a big first down.
Yeah, it was a handoff to one of the blockers in the middle, but the 3 guys lined up. And then Owen Shaw comes from our side over to the top, gets that jet sweep, makes 2 cuts, and he breaks away. Thought he had a touchdown there, but gets tackled, again, near the red zone. But you needed something to give you a spark, and that's the kind of play that the Huskies have been looking for tonight.
Nonetheless, chance to regroup if you're this Husky offense, because I know the special teams so fun to watch with a big game, but this Husky offense has really not been in a rhythm that well, especially in the passing game. So what does Puma need to do, you think, Ethan, to just set his feet and just get grounded in this game?
Well, I mentioned earlier, he's got to get those short passes to warm himself up. They've been trying to get him to do medium and long passes already, and I feel like that's what's throwing him off, because, again, he threw the pick 6. Then he threw another interception in the red zone, and now they're back in the red zone for a 3rd time tonight, if not 4th, and they've only had 3 points on those drives. So they need to be really careful with the ball here and what they call.
Puma under center now. In motion, it's a handoff to Zamorano as he gets out to about the line of scrimmage to set out a 2nd and long. And you would think as well, with how much they've been running the ball and how much Notre Dame prep has been ready for it, that the play action should have a chance to work here if you're going to roll Puma out or just straight up play action, take the top off. But it's just the overthrows that have really been hurting them. As Puma under center now again hands it off to Zamorano for a 2nd time. Zamorano finally finds a hole. It's a great tackle there by Notre Dame. That was number 13, Andrew Stair.
Andrew Stair with the one-on-one open field tackle, and it's hard to tackle Zamorano by yourself. And the fact that he was able to get up and actually slam him down to the ground there, it sets the tone for the Saints, because for the Saints earlier, they called that timeout after the fake punt, trying to cool off the emotions of what just happened. And so far, it seems to be working.
Yeah, if you're Horizon here, watching out for the time, 1:10 left in the half, and Horizon calls their first timeout. This is such a big chance here for the Huskies. You've got to score going in a half here, because you don't want to be down 3 scores still going in a half. I mean, make this a 2-possession game. You feel like you're right in it again, right?
Yeah, you are. And what's weird, though, right now is that the clock is running.
That's the timeout time.
Okay, I was worried about that for a second. I was looking over there a few times. I'm like, wait a minute, there's not 10 seconds left of the game. So thanks for correcting me there. But yeah, if you're the Huskies, you've got to score before the end of this half. You're in the perfect opportunity. You can't take a field goal here. You're 10 yards away. They're gonna pound this rock.
Yes, they are. Zamorano lined up to the right of Puma, who is once again, excuse me, that's not Puma, that is Kloffenstein. Kloffenstein takes it out to the right as he is able to get back towards the first down marker, as there might have been a flag thrown in there late for some extracurriculars after the play.
There was a lot of activity on that sideline, so we'll see what the penalty is here. A lot of players went out of bounds there.
Nonetheless, Kloffenstein picks up the first down for Horizon. We'll see what the call is.
Camera 2, if you just want to find the quarterback, it's number 8.
First caller, defense, number 53, half the distance to the goal. First down.
So that's going to be a horse collar on number 53 for Notre Dame. And this is going to get Horizon up to the goal line, as Coach Ditmore is going to call his 2nd timeout in successive plays. So he feels the importance of this possession here to finish it off strong.
And I'm surprised he called a timeout so early. He must have seen something on the Saints defense while they were walking out that he didn't like, so he called a timeout and said, okay, I don't like what we're called already. We got to change it up again. And I think it's just because of the fact that he wants his guys to be able to take care of the ball. Again, you've been doing it all season long, and even though you haven't really gotten any huge runs tonight, you've been getting 3-yard runs, 5-yard runs, 7-yard runs, 4-yard runs. And honestly, for a good run game, that's okay. That's okay, because you're draining the defense, and they've been doing that this entire drive. So don't be surprised if they do it right here.
We're thinking a little bit of Zamorano here from the 3.
Most likely, yes.
I would love to see them get Burke involved in the red zone, the big 6'6" tight end. That would be a little fun.
Most likely, yes, but we mentioned earlier that he's used on almost all of their run plays, and he gives up where the run is going to go. So let's see if they put him in motion here.
Klopfenstein once again in the shotgun to take this himself. As he takes himself, and he is into the end zone. Klopfenstein for the Husky touchdown to make this a 20-9 game, and finally, they're on the board with 6.
Klopfenstein, that was a great play, and that makes up for the touchdown that got called back earlier on their first drive. He should have 2 if it wasn't for that holding call, but on this play, he makes up for it. And we mentioned Burke lining up on that right side, and that's exactly where the run play went.
All right, a little bit of a weird formation here for Horizon, but they're going to get over to the line of scrimmage, all their players, all their tackles. And it will be Podwika who is lined up for the extra point. And it is good. Wow, he drilled that ball.
That was a little, sorry to interrupt you, but that was very sky high there. It looked like he was nearly going to miss it.
All right, 20-10 game now, 1:04 left in the first half. Just what Horizon needed.
That is what they needed. Now you have 1:04 to defend your own end zone. I mean, if you're the Saints, you have 2 timeouts. You could still work with it and try and get in field goal range, depending on what the results of your plays are. But if they're just going to run the ball and take it to half, they have a comfortable lead. But again, the Huskies are 5-0. They haven't been in this situation yet this season where they've been extremely down like this. This is going to be a big testament to how their character is when they're down for the first time.
All right, so Podwika getting ready to kick this one off. And for the Saints, 1:04, thinking this may just be a chance to run it out to halftime, take a 2-possession lead into half. But because the passing game hasn't been crazy tonight, this one is not going to be taken out of the end zone by Pavone, so it will be a touchback. Notre Dame Prep will take over from the 25-yard line, and unless the only thing they've really tried to get going through the passing game tonight has been the deep ball to Jace Wright, which has worked 1 of 2 times. So are we maybe looking for it again?
They're probably going to look for that same matchup, but don't be surprised if the Huskies have 2 guys deep and ready to go for that, because they don't want to give that play up twice, or excuse me, now 3 times. So we'll see what they run.
You got to remember Haskins Smith, too, broke one off a long way earlier, so they might just give it to him. That may have the same chance of going for a touchdown. As they do give it to Haskins Smith, he breaks it over to the left side, out towards the 24-yard line, just past the line of scrimmage. As we are under a minute now in the first half, Notre Dame Prep not really jumping on the ball here. 2nd and 8 now. It looks like they're kind of content with what's going on. Towards 40 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, they're really not in any kind of hurry up here. They're acting like they're hurrying, but they're comfortable where they're at.
Once again, over to Haskins Smith, trying to find a hole, breaks a tackle. Haskins Smith keeps going out towards the first down yard line at the 30. But he's going to be just short as we're approaching 20 seconds left now in the first half.
It's pretty surprising to me that the Huskies haven't called a timeout yet.
And this will be Stitch taking himself, runs a guy over, and picks up the first down. But with 8 seconds left, we'll see what the Saints want to do. Okay, Stitch.
Stitch, what in the world was that? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great athlete. We mentioned it earlier. He plays multiple positions in sports, but oh my goodness. He just showed who's the bigger man here.
As it looks like the Saints are going to be willing to run this one down to halftime. As that'll do it. Zeros are on the clock. And that'll be the end of the first half. The Saints taking a 20-10 lead into half, and a great last play from Stitch to keep the momentum going. But nonetheless, a touchdown by Horizon off a direct snap to Klopfenstein to make this a 2-possession game. What has been your main takeaway so far, Ethan?
The surprising effect of how Notre Dame Prep has played well here at the Huskies' home. They're 3-1 here since 2018, and they're trying to continue that record and keep it up. I mean, they have 4 wins against the Huskies since 2018 as well. And when it comes to this game, they've been playing really solid overall on defense, special teams, and offense. Nothing too crazy, I mean, except for the pick six and the deep play pass over on the outside boundary towards their sideline. But overall, I mean, they're playing clean football, and they're making good plays when they're needed.
All right, so the Huskies take a 20-10 lead here. Going into half, we will be back for the start of the third quarter and hopefully a strong second half for both teams. Nonetheless, from Scottsdale and Horizon High School, this is the Varsity Sports Show.
Hi everyone, this is Patrick Cohn with Varsity Sports Radio, bringing you the best that sports has to offer. I am so thrilled to be providing you guys with another video recap, and this week I'll be previewing the Arizona versus Oklahoma State football game, which will be happening this upcoming Saturday. Coming into this game, Arizona is considered a heavy favorite despite their devastating loss last week to Iowa State. They are considered the top favorite against a very troubling Oklahoma State team, which has struggled a lot this season. They are so far just 1-3 so far this season. Oklahoma State had a poor season last year in 2024, and their regular season woes continue here in 2025. It's going to be very interesting to see how Arizona rebounds from a very, very tough loss to Iowa State. Some of the big highlights for both teams include, for Arizona, quarterback Noah Fafita continues to dominate, continues to be a marvel and a phenomenon for the Arizona Wildcats offense, despite that tough loss to Iowa State. And for Oklahoma State, though, the troubles continue as they have allowed 35 points in total this entire season, and we're not even halfway through the season yet. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Arizona and Oklahoma State match up against one another. But Arizona is considered a very, very, very big favorite in this matchup. And so we'll see how both teams go about this game. But Arizona is expected to completely dominate Oklahoma State, and we'll see what happens. And I wish the best of luck to the Wildcats, me being from the University of Arizona. So thank you guys so much for listening to this video recap, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for listening.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a Viva Varsity, reportándoles desde Sacramento, California. Mi nombre es Rodolfo Gómez, hablándoles sobre la nueva temporada de la NBA. Una nueva temporada que se aproxima con mucha anticipación y expectativas basada en los cambios de los jugadores. Con muchos movimientos alrededor de la liga, esta temporada contiene sorpresas e incertidumbres. Con estos cambios, la liga se encuentra en un estado donde cualquier equipo puede quedar campeón. A pesar que el equipo de Oklahoma City Thunder se tituló campeón en la temporada anterior, las expectativas siempre han sido a favor de los equipos fuertes, aunque todo en la temporada puede ocurrir. La realidad es que cada jornada puede alterar el panorama y abrir espacio a equipos que no estaban entre los favoritos. Por eso, nada está garantizado.
The 2025 MLB playoffs are officially underway with a wide open field featuring the Philadelphia Phillies, Los Angeles Dodgers, and New York Yankees as all top contenders to win the World Series. You can't count out the number one seeds in the Milwaukee Brewers, Toronto Blue Jays, and Seattle Mariners, as they all have first round byes and are also viable options to win the World Series. The format consists of a wild card series, a division series, championship series, and eventually, ultimately, the grand prize, the World Series. Factors like injuries, bullpen volatility, and team hotness are crucial parts for predicting success in the playoffs, and no one can predict health. With most experts predicting the Philadelphia Phillies as their World Series champions, it's anyone's team's year. And as we've seen in previous years, it's not always about the team that has the most success in the regular season. It's about the team that can just get in and ride that momentum and success to a World Series championship. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Ryan Gaylord.
Levitt rolls towards Tyson at the 40.
ASU football wide receiver Jordan Tyson made history against TCU. The redshirt junior reached a collegiate milestone with 2,000 career receiving yards after his 57-yard touchdown against the Horned Frogs. Tyson started his collegiate career at the University of Colorado Boulder, where he finished his freshman season with 22 receptions for 470 yards and 2 touchdowns. He came to the desert the next season and was plagued with injuries, leading to his redshirting. The 2024-25 season saw Tyson's breakout. He finished the season with 75 receptions for 1,101 yards and 10 touchdowns. This season, he hasn't missed a step. Through 5 games, Tyson has 39 receptions for 483 yards and 7 touchdowns. The receiving room has been one-sided, with Tyson having 34 more receptions than the closest receiver and almost 400 more yards. The reliance on Tyson could lead to trouble for the Sun Devils, but with the way he is playing this season, it has worked out well.
Levitt's playing Frogger back there. Oh, he found Tyson. Airborne. Got it. Outrageous.
The Allen, Texas native has caught the eye of the NFL. Numerous mock drafts have him going in the first round, and ESPN draft expert Mel Kiper Jr. ranks Tyson at the top of his wide receiver rankings for the 2026 draft. Tyson is on history watch for the single-season touchdown record. The record is 14 touchdowns set by Doug Allen in 1984. Tyson is halfway there through 5 games with 7. If he continues at this pace, Tyson will cement himself in ASU history. As the season goes on, all eyes will be on Tyson to break ASU records. He will continue to be a focal point in the Sun Devils offense, and the sky is the limit for this young pass catcher. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Niall Rosenberg.
Hi, I'm Adam Maggard of the Varsity Sports Show, and tonight we spotlight the Phoenix Mercury, who just punched their ticket to the WNBA Finals after an unforgettable playoff run. The Mercury sealed the deal in Game 4, knocking off the top-seeded Minnesota Lynx 86-81. Phoenix stormed back from 13 down in the second half, electrifying the home crowd and locking in a 3-1 series win. It was the kind of comeback that defined their season, gritty, relentless, and clutch when it mattered most. Alyssa Thomas set the tone with her all-around dominance, while Satu Sabali delivered some of her best playoff games with 23 points in Game 3 and 21 in the clincher. Kalia Klopper brought the extra punch, her finals MVP experience shining through when Phoenix needed buckets the most. As the 4th seed, Phoenix had to scrap. They edged out the New York Liberty in round 1, then stunned Minnesota on the road with a 19-point comeback in Game 2 to force overtime and eventually get the win. Under coach Nate Tibbetts, the Mercury have showed poise under pressure, now headed into their 6th finals appearance in franchise history. Las Vegas edged out Indiana in dramatic fashion, winning Game 5 in overtime to clinch their finals spot. Now the Mercury gets set to face the Aces when the first ever best-of-7 WNBA Finals tips off Friday, October 3rd. The Valley is buzzing. Your Phoenix Mercury are finals bound. Their resilience has carried them this far. Now a championship is just 4 wins away. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Adam Maggard reporting.
Hello folks, J.R. Lambright here, in the deepest heart of the Piney Woods. We've talked about the game, but now we examine the great feuds. The weeks when neighbors turn to rivals and the contest becomes an almost existential battle. In East Texas, the annual football calendar provides a structure for social life. But during Rivalry Week, that dedication becomes something verging on a sacred devotion. These contests are far more than a sporting event. They stand as a cultural phenomenon, a defining way of life. We're talking about hyper-localized feuds, grudges where athletic success dictates the terms of local pride. Think of the Pinecone Bowl between Hemp Hill and West Sabine, or Kilgore and Henderson's Highway 259 shootout. For the smallest towns, this commitment carries a profound weight. Success is critical, not just for bragging rights, but for the preservation of a cherished covenant with the past. These games offer a validation of a community's identity, defining the social hierarchy for the next year. In this way, rivalries in high school football play their own part in the rhythm and fabric of the East Texas Piney Woods.
Week 5 of the NFL season is upon us, which also means that there is more chaos upon us here in the NFL. My name is Jacob Nolde here for Varsity Sports Show, and today I'll be running through a quick 2 minutes of the Week 5 in the NFL and some of the key matchups you should be looking forward to come Sunday. Some of them feature two hot offenses, some feature two hot defenses. All matchups from the Sunday we'll be talking about here tonight. October is here, and so games start to mean a little more as the weather gets colder throughout the country, and boy oh boy do we have some meaningful games coming up this Sunday. We start our Sunday early across the pond with the Vikings taking on the Browns in a game where both teams are coming off losses but have the ability to really turn some heads with two good defense overall. Vikings are staying overseas following their Week 4 loss in Dublin to the Steelers. The Broncos are coming off a dominant win on Monday Night Football against the Bengals and will look to continue off of that win as they head into Philly to take on the defending Super Bowl champs in what should be a great game in all phases. Bo Nix has been having a great season so far and should be a huge matchup in the early window of games. The Commanders will travel to the West Coast, take on the Chargers, who are both coming off losses, and both teams look to bounce back and get themselves back into the win column in the early season in the late window. On Sunday night, we have an AFC East showdown between the Bills and Patriots. New England coming into this game off a dominant win against Carolina, but will be up for a much taller task against the undefeated Bills led by Josh Allen in upstate New York, and how will Drake May overcome Bills Mafia and the tough environment on primetime. We conclude Week 5 in Duval County as the Chiefs take on the Jaguars on Monday night, as both teams are coming off impressive wins and should be set up for two high-powered offenses going toe-to-toe on primetime. The Chiefs are in a pivotal game to getting back into the AFC West race as for the Jags. They are neck to neck with the Colts for the division, so look for both sides to come out with their best football come Monday night. Week 5 is set to be a good one, as I will be sitting down all the way beginning and Sunday morning as the Browns take on the Vikings in London, all the way towards Monday night as the Chiefs take on the Jaguars in Duval County. All matchups throughout the week should be amazing, and it's going to be something you're not going to want to miss. Once again, for Varsity Sports Show, I'm Jacob Nolde reporting.
This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports. It's been just over a year since the Coyotes played their final season here in Phoenix. They were the only NHL team to call Arizona their home and had been playing at Mullet Arena temporarily until building a more permanent rink, which never happened here in Arizona. Alex Marullo, the majority owner of the Arizona Coyotes, sold the team to the Utah Jazz owners, Ryan and Ashley Smith, for $1.2 billion, which was approved by the National Hockey League Board of Governors back in 2024. This deal promised that Arizona would get a new expansion team if they built a new arena within 5 years of the sale, which was facilitated through the NHL. The Coyotes have never had a stable home. They first started playing downtown Phoenix with the Suns and eventually moved to Glendale. When their lease was up in Glendale, they had to move to Mullet Arena, which is a significantly smaller venue for a professional team. They had hoped to build a new arena in Phoenix, but the land auction got delayed, so there was no guarantee that the Coyotes would have a new home. Marullo was adamant against selling the team, even though he's had numerous offers since buying it back in 2019. However, since the franchise did not want to be stuck playing in a smaller arena for another season, he had no choice but to sell the team to Utah. Despite losing the Coyotes, a new advisory panel with the goal of bringing the NHL back to Phoenix is looking for an ownership group and a viable arena site in the Valley to build. Maricopa County Chairman Thomas Gavin stated earlier this week that there's passion for hockey, passion for the NHL, and passion to return the NHL back to Arizona. But they're going to have to prove it. Last year, NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman gauged the league's interest in bringing hockey back to Arizona, and it looked good. While there's still many obstacles that the NHL has to get through before bringing this idea to life, those on the advisory board are optimistic for expansion and maybe even bringing the Coyotes back. Andrea Doan, chair of the advisory panel for pro hockey in Arizona, emphasized that the group is committing to exploring every avenue. This panel plans to meet regularly over the next year to map out a clear plan moving forward. While the timeline does remain uncertain, it's important to note that this plan is still in its very early steps, so the message is clear. Arizona is not ready to let professional hockey slip away for good. This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports.
Hello everybody, my name is Antonio Gutierrez here with the Varsity Sports Show, and today we'll be talking about the Horizon Huskies and their elite rushing offense. They run a three-back set led by seniors Bodie Zamorano and Johnny Issett, with freshman running back Dylan Brush playing a vital role as well. Bodie Zamorano is one of the many stars on this Horizon offense. The all-time leading rusher at Horizon has been a 4-year starter and has started out a senior campaign on fire, averaging just over 125 yards a game on the ground. His physical running style has helped him find the end zone 4 times as well this young season.
It's going up very quickly. It's going to be a handoff to Bodie Zamorano up the middle, and he's going to cruise into the end zone.
To go along with the physicality of Zamorano, senior back Johnny Issett provides a spark plug of insane speed out of the backfield. His explosiveness is seen all over the field as he is the return man for the Huskies, as well as lining up as the wideout occasionally as well.
7 seconds to go. It's going to be a handoff to John Issett up the gut, and Issett is off to the races. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Horizon touchdown, John Issett.
And if all of that wasn't enough, here's freshman running back Dylan Brush.
To the left of the formation, it's going to be a handoff to Dylan Brush. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to score a Horizon touchdown. Dylan Brush.
Brush is an all-around back that adds another layer to this already deep Husky offense. He has 21 carries on the year with 5 touchdowns, averaging more than 12 yards a carry.
Dylan Brush is going to take this carry. He's got a little room. He might break through it. He does at the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Horizon. Touchdown, Dylan Brush.
His skills were on full display in their most recent game against McClintock on September 25th, where Brush ran for 3 touchdowns, including a 70-yard run, the longest by a Husky this season. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Antonio Gutierrez.
Hola a todos, soy Jorge Guajardo, su narrador de jugada por jugada de Viva Varsity, el nuevo transmisión en español del Varsity Sports Show. Estamos aquí para encender tu pasión del deporte, traerte entrevistas exclusivas y vivir cada jugada contigo. No olvides a seguirnos en Instagram, @VivaVarsity, para ver lo mejor de las jugadas destacadas, momentos detrás de cámara y todo lo que pasa dentro y fuera del campo. Esto es Viva Varsity, donde el deporte agarra vida en tu idioma.
APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AAPAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Hi everyone, my name is Abigail Hardy and I'll be interning with Varsity Sports Show this fall semester. I'll be sharing all the sports content in the Phoenix area. I'm a senior at Arizona State University getting my degree in sports journalism with the goal of being a field reporter. I look forward to this opportunity as this is my own backyard, being born and raised here in Mesa, Arizona. Stay tuned as I'm excited to bring you your sports update these next couple months. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Latoya Lucas. I am a senior at the University of Alaska Fairbanks, majoring in digital journalism with a passion for sports media. This fall, I'll be interning as a broadcaster with the Varsity Sports Show in the Phoenix, Arizona area, where I'll be covering local sports news and sharpening my on-air reporting skills. My long-term goal is to become a professional sports journalist covering the NBA and NFL. I'm driven to tell impactful stories, connect with athletes and fans, and bring energy and insight to the sports world through digital and broadcast platforms. See you all this fall.
Welcome back to Horizon High School here in Scottsdale, Arizona, where we have a 20-10 game, but it's not Horizon leading. It is the Notre Dame Prep Saints that have climbed out in front, 20-10. It was a fun first half, Ethan. What are we looking forward to in the second half?
It was a very fun first half and a very surprising one at that, with the Saints going up early with a pick six, long touchdown on the outside, and just being able to control the ball really well. They've had the momentum for the most part, and thankfully the Huskies got themselves back into this game and only making it a 10-point deficit, and now they have to kick off. If you're the defense, continue to send the pressure. They haven't sent a whole lot, but hopefully they continue to do that to stop the run game and offense.
That ball is absolutely booted into the end zone by the kicker, Podwika, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Saints. So we're going to head down to our field correspondent, Devin Blankenship.
This is Devin Blankenship here on the Horizon Huskies sideline with the Varsity Sports Show. Notre Dame Prep Saints do lead 20-10 to start this second half. It is notable that Carter Puma has thrown 2 interceptions, but despite that, the Huskies defense has really kept them in this game, only allowing 13 points in the first half. Thank you. This is Devin Blankenship with the Varsity Sports Show.
Thank you so much, Devin. So we are back here for the start of the second half. Notre Dame Prep, a lot of running the ball in the first half. Stitch ran a man over at the end of the first half, and he's going to take this one in from shotgun. They're coming out throwing over to Haskins Smith, who had a huge touchdown there, and it's a great job by number 5 on Horizon. That is Stratton Nee, who had a great job in the first half, garnering a lot of tackles on defense.
Yeah, we haven't said his name a whole lot tonight, and Stratton Nee coming down from that safety spot to make a string shoe tackle. If he didn't make that tackle, ball carrier was going to be gone for like 20-plus yards there, and that's now 30 tackles on the season for Nee.
Haskins Smith, one of those guys for Notre Dame Prep in the first half that was so explosive, had a huge touchdown run to put them up early. As Stitch takes the direct snap here, and he finds an immediate hole. Stitch out towards the 45, out towards the 50, running guys over, and now to midfield. Landon Stitch, what a job from him, using his power to get the Saints down the field.
Yeah, Stitch is lined up at QB quite a bit. He's been lined up quite a bit tonight, and he has quite a bit of carries, and now that puts him close to 100 yards rushing. And before entering this game, he had 246 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. Surprised that he hasn't gotten one tonight. What a move, quite a bit of moves actually on the run for Stitch.
So Stitch back in the shotgun here with Haskins Smith to his right, and he delivers it to Haskins Smith, who's pushing the pile along, falls away up towards the 40-yard line. It will be about 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 for the Saints.
Haskins Smith has been getting the ball quite a bit tonight. He had that deep pass touchdown earlier in the second quarter, and they've also been pounding the rock with him quite a bit too. Him going inside and bouncing out, that's what he's been really known for tonight, and he continues to keep doing that.
Gunnar Perry's been such a big role in the backfield for the Saints, but Haskins Smith has played so good tonight that it's just been him on the field all game.
No kidding.
And there he is to the right of Stitch again, as Stitch will take the direct snap out to the right hash, brought down by Nee again, who's been all over the place, and that's going to be close to the first down marker for Stitch. And they're going to give it to him, so it'll be a first down Saints, and they're already moving the ball here on this first drive.
Yeah, and if I had to compare how they're starting off this quarter, they're making it like a Colin Kaepernick 49ers style offense where Stitch is just running the ball, and they're still spreading the ball to their other halfbacks as well. So they're doing a good job at giving different guys the ball, especially in their backfield.
Same formation again, Stitch with Haskins Smith to his right, hands to Haskins Smith, breaks out to the left, and he's brought down by number 10. That is Colton Becker on the tackle, coming in from the linebacker position to make a great stop.
A lot of these defenders for the Huskies have a high amount of tackles, and for Becker there, that's his 29th on the season. He's earned player of the game seven different times as a sophomore. Hasn't really done a whole lot since, but again, you don't have to be a super spectacular player to be known. You can always be that silent dark horse.
All right, so Stitch hands it off to Haskins Smith again, who's up towards the 35-yard line, gets about a gain of 4 or 5. And once again, it's a good gain on second down. Excuse me, that was Gunnar Perry with the handoff. I knew I saw a super big guy handling the ball, so
yeah,
it's a good carry for the Saints, and this sets up a 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, it's surprising to me that we've been able to consistently call the right player with the ball for the Saints because they've been spreading it around quite a bit. And when it comes to them controlling the tone of this game, that's how they're doing it, is pounding the rock.
Stitch takes it himself behind the blocking of Perry, and Stitch, the pile is still driving out towards the 30-yard line. It looks like he'll be just short. Nonetheless, it's a positive play and should be one that Notre Dame will look to go for on 4th down because of.
We finally had an even battle with both lines of scrimmages, offense and defense, but they're going to go hurry up here.
Stitch under center, looking to maybe draw the defense off sides here. first time he's really gone under center all night, something Horizon's done a lot. Stitch will snap it. It's a QB sneak on 4th and 3, which is a lot to ask of your quarterback. And that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Saints. The play called a unique one there on 4th down, to say the least.
It's a very questionable call there. And yes, the Huskies were right there to stop him because Stitch actually tried to go up the middle in the left A gap, but ran into his own left guard because the left guard got pushed back. They got no push off the line, and the Huskies pack for the front four decided to come up and make the big stop. And like you said, a weird call, especially when you're in a situation up by 10, and now you've given the Huskies momentum.
So what seemed like such a promising drive for the Saints is shot down there on 4th down, as on their first play, they're able to get just past the line of scrimmage on another run play, which the rushing attack in the first half was really their bread and butter.
Yeah, and they're starting off with that jet sweep. They've been running a lot of motion plays to the right and to the left, and then cutting back right and up the middle. They've been mixing it all around. And even though they haven't gotten the biggest gains, it's still been working for them, and they're draining out the defense in front seven.
All right, Puma now in shotgun. Zamorano will take it as he hands it over now to Gerard. Gerard out towards the 40, and there's a flag down. Excuse me, that is not Gerard.
It's Johnny Issett.
Yeah, it's Johnny Issett, who was taking a lot of these snaps in the first half, a lot of these jet sweeps, but we have a penalty on the play.
Yeah, let's see what the call is here. Ref's still sorting it. Looks like it's going to be on the Saints here. Let's see.
Okay, so we have a big penalty here on the Saints. That's going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line for the Huskies. So once again, those penalties coming back to hurt the Saints, as Puma will line up in the shotgun with Zamorano right behind him, and he hands it off to him. Zamorano out towards the 44-yard line on 1st down. Not a lot of yards being picked up on 1st down by Zamorano today.
No, not really. And finally, tonight, Nate Jones has made his first tackle of the game. And he is their best defensive player overall. But the problem with him is he's been jumping off sides a lot tonight.
And they've kind of been running it away from him.
Yes, they have.
Avoid him like he's TJ Watt. So Puma now in the shotgun once again with Zamorano to his left. He's got 3 up at the top of your screen, including Burke, the 6'6" tight end. He's looking his way, and he drops it again. Almost the exact same play as the first half. It was a little outbreaking out route to Burke going out to the right hash, and he just drops it.
Yeah, Andrew Stayer on the coverage, but he didn't have to do anything because the pass was a little low and a little bit hard to catch for Burke. But like you mentioned, that's his second drop of the night. If you want to continue to get the ball, you've got to be able to make small plays like that to start. And we were talking to Coach Ditmore, and we were talking about Burke being a potential red zone target, and he said, well, we might end up seeing it, but again, it's all about how we feel in this game.
39 here for the Huskies. Huge play in this game as it's handed off to Zamorano, or excuse me, not Zamorano, that's Issett again, and he's out towards the 1st down. A great run. Issett using his speed to explode through the hole. And we'll see what it is. It looks like it'll be about 4th and very short here.
Yeah, we have 4th and 3 on the play, and those were good cuts by Issett to make it a short down play. And here we go, Wildcat again.
4th down, here we go. Kloffenstein in the backfield. The way he scored is the first and only touchdown for the Huskies so far this game. And we're going to get a timeout here from Coach Ditmore and the Huskies.
Yeah, they tried to get the hard count there, and it didn't work. And that they've tried to do that multiple times tonight. And in the first half, they were starting to work. But when they made the hard count look obvious, that's when the defense has been able to stand up and go, yeah, they're not going to hike the ball at all.
What have you thought, Ethan, about some of the spots these refs have been putting the balls in? Because it seems like a lot of them have been a little questionable tonight. A
little bit, yeah. I feel like they've been doing a consistently good job at spotting the ball. The only questionable one that I had was when on the 4th and 1 play earlier for the Huskies with Issett running to our side. He was definitely marked a yard short, and they gave him the 1st down. So I believe the the referee crew has been doing a consistently good job tonight, but when it comes to spotting the ball, they've been about a yard or two off on some plays, but the crazy thing about football is every yard matters.
That is exactly right. Every inch matters on the gridiron. By the way, the gridiron grill smells good over there, but nonetheless, it's a big 4th and 3 as Puma hands it off to Zamorano, trying to make his way to the first down. The first down is the 35, just in front of it.
Yeah, they're going to mark him short.
And they're going to mark it short.
What a stand by the Saints again. My goodness, this front seven has come to play. They are not joking around. They're ready to pull off the upset tonight.
And the Saints, after getting stopped on 4th down on the other side of the field, stopped the Huskies right back. Great defense here early.
Yeah, I don't mind the call by the Huskies, don't get me wrong, but we also saw last night on Thursday Night Football, I don't know if any of you at home have watched it, the Rams and the 49ers game, and the play ended on a 4th and 1 run up the middle to Kyron Williams, and he got stuffed at the line of scrimmage. This exact play pretty much happened here, except it was bounced to the outside. So it was a good call, but it really wasn't. Just bad execution on the Huskies, and now their defense is put in a decently rough spot.
It does feel a lot of the runs of Zamorano have been a lot of repetition tonight. As Jacobs now was in the shotgun, he hands it off to Haskins Smith, who's going to take it upwards towards the 50. And Jacobs, it looks like, maybe came in for one play for the Saints. Maybe just the threat of a run there. Oh no, is he staying in? He is staying in. So what can the Saints, what can they get here positive-wise from Jacobs?
Honestly, just continue to control the ball. You have 5 minutes left of this quarter.
And there he takes it himself. Jacobs up towards the 50, and he gets hit hard by number 10. That is Colton Becker again. Absolutely drilled, and yeah, Jacobs is going to find the sideline.
We've seen some pretty physical plays in this game so far, especially on the defensive side of the ball. That was a really good hit from the Huskies starting safety there, and he came down and laid out quite a bit of a boom, because you need sparks when you're down, even if it's just a little flicker of the switch.
Nonetheless, this one going to Haskins Smith now, who's going to make his way up through the middle of the hole. This offensive line, we talked to Coach George Prelock before the game of the Saints, and he said how their offensive line has been getting great push all season. We've been seeing that all game tonight, right?
Yeah, we have. They've done a pretty solid job at controlling the line of scrimmage, and the thing is, though, is that the running backs try to go up the middle, and they haven't gotten a whole lot of that, but then they have enough time when the offensive line holds them down there. They have enough time to look for their gaps, and if they can't find it, they bounce outside. So they're doing a good job.
All right, it is Stitch back on the field for Notre Dame as he takes a direct snap like he's been doing all night, which has worked so well, and he's out near the first down marker as we're approaching 3.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Time going down quickly with all these running plays. Not good for Horizon, who's down 2 scores. And Notre Dame Prep for them, taking their sweet time.
Yeah, and they're switching out Combs and Stitch, Combs, Stitch. Like they're bringing them in one by one, but now they have Stitch here on a critical third down that can keep the clock ticking for the Saints.
Stitch here, 3rd and 2. You got to think maybe this is going to be a direct snap, some kind of run especially.
And watch the Huskies sending a 6-man blitz incoming.
Stitch takes himself, jukes out to the right. What a play by Landon Stitch. Gets out towards the 35-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Saints. Great athleticism there from Stitch.
Yeah, CJ battled to finish off there with the tackle, but unfortunately they did give up the first down there, and Stitch is just running the he's pounding the rock tonight, and so is Smith, because that's what's been working. Those two so far have honestly been the offense tonight.
Besides the one huge throw to Jace Wright, which, as we learned at halftime, was ripped out of the defender's hands. Insane play. But nonetheless, driving are the Saints. Stitch in the shotgun, hands it off to Haskins Smith. Tries to find the hole, does find the hole. Trying to get brought down from behind. And the ball comes out. And it looks like the Huskies have it.
The ref in the white hat is marking him down, so they're going to discuss it and see what happens here.
Of course, no replay review in high school football, so this is the call. Let's see, this is huge in this game. And they're going to mark him down.
Hearing a lot of boos coming out right now. Oh, boy. Yeah, this crowd is getting really rowdy right now. I don't know what to believe. We can't really see it from here because of the fact that, well, the whole pile was there. It's really hard to go back and review that play, but Huskies did come. I mean, it looked like they did come up with the ball there, but at the end of the day, whatever the ref calls is what it stands as.
It does really feel like 80% of the time. I know it's a rough estimate, but running backs really are never down. Like, the ball's always slipping away right before they get to the sideline. This is where we need replay review in high school football, but nonetheless, Stitch has the direct snap, and he's out towards the 25-yard line, keeps the chains going. And for Notre Dame Prep, bleeding this time down, we're under 2 minutes, and this running game's working. Horizon doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, they don't need to throw the ball really anymore. I mean, honestly, if the O-line is gonna continue to keep getting pushes like this, they may as well just keep it going. Their offensive line, especially on that right side, has done a phenomenal job tonight by Quentin Mooney, right guard, and Preston for number 78. They've been getting such, like we mentioned earlier, pre-lock, saying the offensive line has done a really good job overall at getting their running backs some kind of lane to get through.
3rd and 1, 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Jace right below. The handoff is to Gunnar Perry, who is around the stick, should have enough for a first down.
We haven't said Gunnar Perry a lot at the running back position. They've been keeping him a lot at linebacker, and it's kind of nice to see him get away from the defense for a bit and go out on offense.
Well, against the Yuma Catholic, in the Yuma Catholic game a few weeks ago for Notre Dame, Gunnar Perry was running riot, but today it's been the Haskins-Smith show. They're kind of like Bonnie and Clyde back there. One's really fast and one is all power, and it's been a great strategy today from the Saints.
Nice comparison there. I like that call.
I thought of what I could think of. All right. Stitch back on the shotgun. This one's back to Perry again, who kind of falls but makes his way forward with a dive. Picks up about a few yards, and we're down to 35 seconds now in the 3rd quarter. So easy thought here from the Saints. Let's wind it down to the 4th quarter, right?
Yeah, and something to mention about Gunnar Perry, too, that last week against Cape Verde, even though they lost, he scored the only 2 touchdowns for the Saints in that game. And tonight, he hasn't been called up a whole lot. But have they needed to? Not really.
As the clock has stopped with, oh no, it's going again.
They just fixed it.
It's stopped with 21 seconds, and they fixed it to 15 as both teams will huddle up now. Everybody on Notre Dame Prep taking a big knee here. They know how important this is. This 4th quarter, this could define their season to get back to 500. For the Huskies, it's going to take a big effort as we wind down towards the end of the 3rd, and the 3rd is over. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, it is the Notre Dame Prep Saints driving with a 10-point lead. We will see you guys back here for the start of the 4th. Hi, my name is Matthew McCord, student at Arizona State, here from Phoenix. And there's many things I like, if I could promo myself, but of course I'm going to talk about sports first because I love broadcasting. It's the main thing that's gotten me into where I am in terms of joining the Varsity Sports Show and at Arizona State. I love studying real broadcasters like Jim Nantz, for example. He's my favorite. So I love broadcasting. I love hanging out with friends and family. It's also very important to me. And I love watching movies too because it's something that's really fun. Thank you.
This is J.R. Lambright, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show, coming to you from the wilds of deep East Texas. Some of you may remember me from a few years back when I did a radio segment for the Varsity Sports Show called JR's Texas Tales. This season, however, we're going to talk about the phenomenon that's sometimes pursued with religious fervor called high school football in Texas. Stay tuned. We'll see each other around.
Welcome back to the 4th quarter here at Horizon High School in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is the Notre Dame Prep Saints driving, leading this game 20-10 as there is a Horizon cheerleader or something, I don't know, on the sideline with fire sticks. It looks pretty cool. I'm distracted. Anyway, Stitch in the shotgun now, gets the snap, makes his way up towards the 20. And this will set up around a 3rd and medium, give or take. nonetheless, the running game's been working tonight. I hope those watching enjoyed the clips from myself and JR. They're talking during the break. But
it's funny that you closed it out and then you come back on screen. But as we come up here on third down, the Huskies defense hasn't been doing good on those third down stops, and they almost jump off sides there.
All right, so 3rd and 4. Huge play in the game for the Saints and especially for the Huskies. They need this stop. Stitch hands it off to Gunnar Perry. He's beginning to load of the snaps here in the second half, trying to push forward. He's a strong guy, but that's not enough as the Huskies are able to gain tackle, and he's still on his feet. He was running out towards the end zone, but nonetheless, he will be stopped short. No doubt this is 4-down territory for the Saints.
Yeah, absolutely. But it looks like they're going to be bringing on the special teams unit here. And it's kind of crazy because you may as well take the 3 points while you have it to go up by 13. But we did see a blocked extra point earlier in the game. So watch out for EJ Peoples. He was close to having 2 more earlier in the game.
All right, so Jace Wright is going to line up for the longer field goal here. As Wright kicks it, and that one is short, not even close. Oh. As we have an injured player down on the field, and we're going to go to break real quick.
Hello everybody, my name is Antonio Gutierrez and I'll be interning with the Varsity Sports Show this upcoming fall semester with the broadcast team. I'm a current rising junior at the Arizona State University Walter Cronkite School of Journalism studying sports journalism. During my 3 years at the Cronkite School, I've been able to cover multiple sports with the Sun Devils, including volleyball, basketball, and baseball this last spring. During my time, I've learned valuable skills both in front and behind the camera, helping expand my passion for the love of sports. I'm very excited to work with my peers this upcoming fall to not only better myself, but help better themselves to become all-around good journalists.
Overwhelmed by crushing medical bills that keep you up at night? Imagine the heartbreak of delaying care for your family because of sky-high deductibles, copays, and surprise out-of-pocket costs. It's a nightmare no one should face. At Fountain Hills ER and Medical Center, we've partnered with Instinctive Health Pass to deliver Health Pass, your emotional lifeline for true peace of mind. Visit instinctivehealthpass.com today. Sign up to slash costs on unlimited future visits and erase current outstanding bills from using our facilities, saving you thousands in worry-free relief.
Welcome back here to the fourth quarter. 10.5 minutes left as Horizon's taking over the ball. Player that went down able to get up safe and is off to the sidelines. As it's a screen pass over to Klopfenstein. He moves over and gets out to around the 25-yard line. And that will set up about 2nd and 5 for the Huskies.
I got to go back for a little bit here because there's been some crazy stuff. Actually, wait, hold on 1 second because now we have a hurry-up play on 2nd down.
Puma in the shotgun, looking out to his right. He finds Klopfenstein out across the 30, and that'll be a 1st down. Finally, a play to get Puma in rhythm from the pocket.
Good tackle by Matthew Higbee there, corner number 2. And now if you're the Huskies, you just got to keep hurrying and hurrying and hurrying, keep this defense on their toes.
All right, so Puma from the shotgun now running hurry up. Not a lot of time left in this game. It looks like there's going to be a flag here. This one could be coming back for a false start. Maybe we'll see.
57 White, 5 yards, still 1.
It is the standout defensive end Nate Jones who jumps offside for what feels like the millionth time today. That's their 5th offsides, the Saints, today, as they're giving the yardage to the Huskies, and Klopfenstein out towards the 1st down now as they're starting to find a rhythm in the passing game through short passes.
And funny player to make the tackle, Landon Stitch. He's out there playing corner right now. How about that? But for the Huskies, getting these screen plays in, a little bit risky.
Now Puma, pocket collapsing on him, rolls out, finds his receiver, and it is caught. Stitch saying it was dropped by Gerard, but they're going to give him the catch for a gain. Great job of pocket presence there from Puma to get out of the pocket and deliver a strong pass.
Yeah, he bobbled it a little bit, but ended up securing it on the way down. Almost a drop there.
Huskies running hurry up this whole drive. They know the time's against them here. Having to pass the ball. Puma steps back. He's going deep. Kleffenstein, and he's held there, and then the flag comes out late. The back judge seems to not call anything. It seemed to have been a pretty obvious penalty there.
Yeah, there was a flag thrown on the play.
The penalty comes from the judge around the 40, and it looks like this one is going to be on Notre Dame.
Yeah, that was a bad tug on the Saints there. And they're still discussing which player committed the penalty here.
Pass interference, defense number 2, 15 yards. That's enough for a first down.
That'll be on Matthew Higbee, who had the huge pick 6 to start this game and has been great on this drive thus far. It seemed like a pretty obvious call there that the back judge don't really know what he was looking at, but hurry up again here, and the screen pass is dropped to Gerard. So it'll be time to settle this down now for the Huskies. Been a bit of a frenetic start to this fourth quarter.
Oh, man, Stitch came in on that corner blitz, and he almost picked off that screen pass there. Went right through his left side and went incomplete.
Puma now. Nate Jones getting in there. Looked like could have been a bit of a hold. Puma escapes a tackle. Jukes one, brought down from behind. That is number 7, Braden Lavinia.
Yeah, Braden Lavinia coming in on the blitz there. It's his 26th tackle in the season with 3 pass deflections. And now if you're the Huskies, I mean, they tried with that play action rollout, couldn't find anybody open.
Holding, 51 green, 10 yards previous spot, second down.
That's exactly what I mentioned. Nate Jones got into the backfield, which forced Puma to roll out, and I said that could be holding, and there you go. Nate Jones finally having that impact on the game.
Yeah, he's showing up at a good time, too, here in the fourth quarter. That's where you want your best players to show up in order to finish out a game.
All right, now, so the passing game has been a little fluid here on this offense. This offense has been able to go this drive, and Puma now will line up from the shotgun like he has all night. 4 receivers wide, 5 wide, excuse me. Puma looks over to his right. Coming out of the pocket again, chased by Nate Jones, escapes out to his left. Puma using his legs now. Jukes a guy, jukes another guy. Puma out towards the 35-yard line, and that will be, it was 2nd and 20, so not a first down, but my God, he just got a bunch of it back.
Puma made something out of nothing. It was almost a massive loss on that play, but ends up rolling to the top, making a move on the inside, and now he's down. Oh,
this one may be coming back again.
Yeah, I just saw the line come back.
Green, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
So we don't know who was on, was holding on green, but nonetheless another hold, and it's been kind of a product of Notre Dame Prep finally getting pressure.
Yeah, and now the penalties are going from the Saints to the Huskies, and that you don't want to be doing that at home.
So 2nd and 23 for the Huskies now, as Puma will just give it off here to Issett, and Issett's able to get a bunch of this back out towards the 40-yard line. Well over a gain of 10 there, just what the doctor ordered.
Good run by Issett up the middle. They created the gaps for A and B, and honestly, both teams have done a decent job at doing it tonight. The Huskies not as much, but that was honestly the best job by the offensive line when it comes to creating an inside run play.
Under 8 minutes left, 3rd and 12 here for the Huskies. Huge play in this game, hoping to get in 4-down territory. Puma now looking deep. He's got the receiver, Gerard, and it's caught. Out towards past the 15th-yard line. And into the red zone go the Huskies.
Gerard is that quiet receiver where he'll show up in the most random times, and there he is, setting up the offense in the red zone, and hopefully now they can finish off the drive.
The red zone's been about a bit of a house of horrors tonight for the Huskies, but nonetheless, Zamorano, now I haven't called him in a while, out towards the 10, and this offense, this passing game, where was this in the first half?
It wasn't really there because they had the turnovers, and now it's starting to show up because they're getting their running backs. They've been trying so hard to get breakthrough runs for their running backs, but the receivers have actually had more of an effect tonight.
All right, 2nd and 3 now, approaching 7 minutes remaining in this game. Rolling out to his right is Puma, looking back across his left, back to his right, rolling out, throws it just out of bounds as he's hit late. Not enough for any call. The receiver looked to be Issett on the play, and this will bring up a third down. Nonetheless, good job to get it out there from Puma.
Smart decision by Puma, because usually when most quarterbacks at the high school level run outside, they try to either play hero ball and make a play, or they just go down, run backwards, and lose a lot of yards. So that was a good heads-up play by Puma to just throw it out of bounds and make sure it's not a turnover this time.
All right, huge third down in this game, 3rd and 4. Can the Huskies come up here with a big play? Puma drops back, looks to his right, back corner of the end zone. It's got Kloffenstein! What's the call? They're saying he's out of bounds. Oh my goodness, he was right there. My goodness, so close. That could be a deciding play in this game as it sets up 4th and 4 now. And these fans are outraged as Horizon will bring on the field goal unit. Wow.
Honestly, I like the call from the refs because it was a good play. It was a good play design. They got the one-on-one matchup they wanted. When Kloffenstein caught the ball, he had 1 foot in bounds, but the other stepped way out in the white marker. Good call overall. A little bit late, but at least they're in field goal range. You can hopefully take the lead down to 7.
Podwika up for the field goal kick. Really high, but he's got it, and that makes it a 1-possession game. Nonetheless, the most important thing was to score points. They came away with it.
Podwika still nailing it on PATs, and he's now brought the lead down to 7. And if you're the Huskies now, 7 minutes to go, get a quick stop and hope that your offense can come back and tie this game at 20.
And you know what Notre Dame Prep's going to try to do, right? They want to bleed the time. They're going to run that ball to Gunnar Perry, who's been seeing a lot of action, especially here in the second half, which we didn't see a lot of in the first.
No, we haven't. And again, going back to the Huskies sending pressure, we were talking to Ditmore in the pregame, and I asked him, what kind of pressure are you going to send tonight? He said, we're going to bring a mix of pretty much everything, and we're trying to be consistent when it comes to overall rates of pressure with 4, 5, 6-man rushes. Now is the time to start plugging up every single gap imaginable, and now you've got to bring the physicality. You're starting to come back. You're starting to get a little bit of more momentum, only being down by 7. We'll see what the rest of the quarter takes.
All right, kickoff from Podwika is into the end zone for a touchback, so the Saints will get this from the 25-yard line, solid field position, and this is a chance for them to try to salt this game away.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And again, you just got to keep running the ball. That's what's been working for them so far in the second half, and honestly throughout most of the game, even though they've been pretty well balanced in the first half. They've been leaning more into the run game. That's what got them down the field. And why go away from it, right?
Why go away from it unless you get into a 3rd and long? That would be the only answer I have for you. So
even then, still run the ball.
Yeah, you can take some time off. All right, here we go. So 1st and 10 for the Saints. 7:03 left in this game. Stitch in the shotgun, hands it off to Haskins Smith, who makes a cut. So nifty is Haskins Smith. Out towards the 29-yard line. A good gain on 1st down.
It was a good gain, and number 20, Garrett Kerr, coming down from the safety spot to make a tackle. He actually could have had him at the line of scrimmage, but he hesitated and stayed wide in his stance, allowing the running back to get at least 3-4 more yards there on the play.
All right, Stitch back in the shotgun again with Haskins Smith. He'll set up a 2nd and 3. Stitch takes it himself, goes right into the back of his big offensive linemen who have had a great night. The first down's at about the 30. We'll see if he got there. We'll see where the refs spot him. And it'll be good enough for a 1st down for Stitch. So you see it early. Hand to Haskins Smith, QB draw from Stitch.
I love that Stitch just runs like a full-on running back. He doesn't play like a quarterback trying to slide and go down. He just lowers his entire upper body and tries to slam anybody in front of him. Again, he ended the second half, or he ended the first half with a boom entering the locker room, and there he is trying to lay out another guy.
A minute off the timer already here on this drive, and it's been 2 plays as Haskins Smith finds the hole out towards the 35, and once again, kind of opposite Horizon, but what Notre Dame's been doing so successfully is they've been finding good yardage on 1st down.
Yes, they have, and it hasn't been anything super crazy, like you said, 5, 6 yards, 4 yards even is good for them. And the thing about Notre Dame is they their strong suit last season was their run game. Even though it wasn't that great, they had 1,500 rushing yards last season.
Stitch takes it again himself. Gets a few. This one's not going to be good enough for a first down. Horizon comes up with the ball, but it looks like they're just going to rule him down again. So he was taken off. He had the Jets on.
Yeah, if you're the defense, as a good defensive coordinator, you got to tell your guys, no matter what happens, even if the play's blown dead and you see the ball, pick it up and run it to the other side. And now you have a big third down coming up with 5 minutes to go. Let's see if they can make the stop.
3rd and 5.
Feels like an earthquake right now.
Biggest play of the game for both teams. Must have it for Horizon, as Gunnar Perry is lined up next to Stitch in the backfield. Set guys in motion in the shotgun. Stitch taking his time, and we're going to get a timeout.
Timeout for the Saints here. It's honestly a smart decision because big third down like this, I felt like they were running the ball, and Prelock and the offense are probably talking right now saying, we got to try and end this game.
Also, they did burn a lot of time off there before calling a timeout, so whether that's good for them or not, we will see. But a great job of this Horizon defense for holding Stitch up on that second down, setting up a 3rd and 5, which for a team that really only runs the ball can be a bit tough.
Yeah, and I want to mention a fun fact too, and we were talking about this earlier. Fun fact for the day, 4 years ago today, Tom Brady passed Drew Brees for all-time career passing yards with 80,000, and now obviously he has over 100,000 career passing yards. It's just something that I was looking at earlier today and thought, wow, that was already 4 years ago.
He is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's definitely proven it.
All right, here we go again. 3rd and 5 here. These stands are moving.
The tectonic plates are moving like crazy right now. I can feel the seismic quakes moving.
The crowd knows this is the biggest play of the game. 3rd and 5. Stitch in the shotgun. And what are we going to get here? Are we ever going to get this play?
It's like a late substitution.
Okay, wow. And here we go again with the earthquake.
It just got even louder this time.
All right. They got to be a little tired. 3rd and 5 here. Huge play. Stitch. Gunnar Perry moves over to his right. Stitch with the snap. Looked like could have been a false start. Stitch
deep
looking
shot.
Deep to Jace Wright. And it's incomplete. What a play. By number 6, Chase Weiss, able to bring it down, or bat it down, excuse me, almost picked off, and the Saints will be forced to punt. Really, they've only gone deep a few times today, and it's really only been on Jace Wright deep balls, and finally, Horizon able to come up with the big stop.
Love the call on the offense. Talked about it earlier. They probably called the run play before the timeout, but then they wanted to take the deep shot and end this game. But now, you just took a risk. You stopped the clock for the Huskies, and Chase Wise with the play of the season individually for him. He came up, dove, and batted that pass down. What a play.
All right, Ashcraft back for the punt now. That one's almost blocked. It's on a line drive. This one will be, Kloffenstein is back. He will take it. Jukes one defender out. Kloffenstein now up towards the 30. No, excuse me, 26, and he's brought down. So another good punt from Ashcraft. He's had a good night back there. Not that they've punted a lot. And with 4.5 minutes left, down 7, can these Huskies lead the drive they've looked for all night? Or the one they just had last time out, to be honest with you. Can they do it again?
I feel like they probably could be able to do it again as long as they're careful in their play calls, because now the momentum has shifted from the Saints. Now it's basically almost all Huskies. It's pretty crazy to think about because they didn't start off good in the first half at all, and now everything has been working for them so far.
And for the Huskies, 4.5 minutes left. You have time to run the ball if you want to. But the passing game looked so good on that last drive. Puma lines up in the shotgun with Zamorano to his right. Puma steps up in the pocket, runs, gets past the line of scrimmage out towards the 32-yard line. That'll be a gain of a few yards. Great pocket presence from Puma.
That was. He made a smart decision there, and even though he got wrapped up by a lot of guys, especially one of them being Braden Lavina. I mean, you just got to be careful with the ball, too, when you're running like that and keep it covered up.
Puma now drops back. He's looking deep. Out towards Kloffenstein. That one's up. Oh, and just through his hands. As some of these fans are clamoring for something, but the chief judge has thrown his hat on the field, so there must be a flag here. The fact that he threw his flag means Kloffenstein probably ran out of bounds and came back in. Oh no, it's a face mask on the Saints.
Yeah, you mentioned that it was a face mask, and it was because when Puma was trying to make a throw, one of the defensive ends for the Saints wrapped him up at his face and ended up throwing him to the ground, and Puma went over to the ref and said, he ripped off my face mask there. He was trying to rip my face, and the ref nodded, and he threw his hat out late.
A little bit of convincing there from Puma. Got to do what you got to do as the quarterback. We're out across the 45 now. The Huskies are driving through, just under 4 minutes left. Puma in the shotgun takes a snap, looks over his left, pressure from the outside. That was Nate Jones getting in. He's had a huge impact on this quarter.
Nate Jones, and it looks like they have number 0 out there. Gunnar Perry in at the defensive end spot. They sent him in on a blitz on the end there, and he got instant pressure. Second down coming up.
Puma now out towards the sideline, and that one's caught from Kloffenstein. That'll be a first down, and this offense is starting to hum.
Uh-oh, here we go. They're coming back. They were down 20-10 at halftime, and they were down by even more than that before, and everything's starting to move slowly for them.
As now the run to Zamorano, and he breaks free. There he goes, Zamorano. A great run, and this Horizon offense is starting to find their way now as we have a player on the field, so we're going to come back now right after this.
Hi, my name is Carmen Liberto, and I am a senior at the Cronkite School at Arizona State University, majoring in sports journalism. Over the past few semesters, I've worked on a variety of projects that have strengthened my reporting, storytelling, and on-camera skills. My passion has always been hockey, and I hope to build a career covering the NHL, ideally as a beat writer for the Buffalo Sabres. I'm excited to continue growing as a journalist and to bring my energy and dedication to every story I tell. Stay tuned to see my work at the Varsity Show internship.
Hi, my name is Ava Lambatis. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm currently a senior at Arizona State University studying sports journalism. After college, I'd like to be a sideline reporter for the NFL. That's kind of the main goal, where I want to end up in 5 years. And I got into sports because of my older brother.
Welcome back to Horizon High School here as the Huskies are driving. 1st and 10 here, 3.5 minutes remaining as Puma now in the shotgun takes a snap. Plenty of time, could have been a hold again as that one's incomplete. Nate Jones is finding his way to the quarterback now.
Yeah, and they're bringing, now the defensive line is really showing up. They're bringing the pressure within about 2 to 2.5 seconds. You don't have a lot of time at any kind of level when it comes to throwing the ball as a QB, so you got to get that ball out quick.
Still running the hurry-up offense, even though it was an incomplete pass. Zamorano out to the side on to Kloffenstein. Kloffenstein breaks the tackle. There goes Kloffenstein to the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. Kloffenstein does it again.
They've called that screenplay over and over and over again in this second half, and with that touchdown and 1 extra point away, they're about to complete a comeback and tie up this game.
Could they go for 2? I think you have so much faith in your defense right now, you might as well kick this extra point.
Yeah, they're just going to kick the extra point. I mean, you've come back down 17-3, and now the game's tied. This game is absolutely incredible.
Down 20-3, Podwika to tie it up. It is good. We have a tie game, 17 points erased. And the Huskies, who are 5-0 this season, have tied this one back up 20-20 with 3.5 remaining. But the Saints still have the ball, and they still have time.
What did I say back early in the second quarter? It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And so far, the Huskies have been finishing very well tonight. when it comes to coming back down 17-3. With that Kloffenstein touchdown, he made 2 broken tackles, and after that, it was just a red carpet all the way to the end zone.
All right, so
I just can't believe this game right now. This is incredible. You couldn't have asked for a better matchup.
no, you couldn't have. These teams always play each other so well, right?
Yeah, they have, and the fact that now the Huskies are breaking their home struggles against the Saints is pretty incredible to watch.
All right, kickoff, and that one's a touchback out towards the end zone, so Saints will be able to get this ball from the 25.
Yeah, it's about to get really loud in here. Get
Sorry,
ready.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. We're trying to get you guys back up as soon as possible. We'll try to keep you informed here. It's like you're listening to radio. All right.
Here go the bleachers.
1st and 10, 3.5 minutes here for the Saints. Stitch in the backfield. He takes a snap, looks, he's going deep again, and he had the receiver. That was number 4, Matt Friend, with his first target of the game. He was right there, but just came up short, or the throw was just a little bit outside.
Yeah, that's the first time we mentioned Matt Friend tonight. He has 10 receptions, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns there. And that was his first target in quite a while. He was open on that comeback route, just threw him too wide.
All right, Stitch again in the shotgun, takes a snap, takes it himself on a read option, gets hit hard by number 10. That is Colton Becker, who's been laying the smackdown tonight.
Colton Becker on the great tackle, and now that fired up the entire defense. All the DBs are putting their hands in the air, trying to get the defense, or trying to get this crowd really rowdy.
All right, it's now 3rd down and long for the Saints. This 3rd and 10, and this Husky defense is swarming.
What an incredible momentum shift this has been. This crowd has been quiet all throughout the first half, and now the second half comes, and they're alive.
Stitch in the shotgun, 3rd and 10, takes a drop back, looking deep, looks for receiver Jace Wright, and it's caught one-handed. Are you kidding me, Jace Wright? A one-handed snag at the 40 for a 1st down. Oh my goodness.
That was like the Stephon Diggs one-handed catch against the Vikings a couple years ago. It was an outside throw, bobbled in his right hand, and just snagged it one-handed. What a catch.
1st down for the Saints. As Stitch now hands it off to Haskins Smith, who finds a hole, gets about a gain of 4, gain of 5, stays in bounds, and this time we'll keep going. We're approaching 2 minutes remaining in the game.
Yeah, and the Huskies now have 2 timeouts, but they got to be smart here with 2 minutes coming up.
All right, so we are right at the 2-minute mark now. We'll try to keep you guys informed. Right at the 2-minute mark, it's 1st and 10 for the Saints as Stitch will take the direct snap. He goes up the middle. He breaks a tackle. Stitch out across the 50, and he picks up another Saints 1st down.
Stitch is a fighter, man. That puts him over 100 rushing yards on the night. And even though they haven't been super crazy big electric runs, they've been physical, and that just moves the chains once again.
All right, so 1:50 remaining in this game. The Saints are at the 48-yard line of the Huskies in Husky territory. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Stitch in the backfield like we've seen all night with Haskins Smith to his right. Stitch with the drop back, looks to his right. That one's completed to number 4, Matt Friend, as he makes his way out of bounds to stop the clock. That'll be about a gain of 8 yards. In this Saints offense, the passing game, here it is. When they need it, they've gotten it.
Yeah, they had a friend on the same route there. It was a comeback, and he ends up turning towards the sideline and he ended up getting 4 or 5 extra yards there on the stiff arm. He gets pushed out of bounds. It's only his 2nd target, but his 1st catch of the night.
All right, it is 2nd and 3 for the Saints. 1 minute and 33 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 3 for the Saints in a tie game, 20-20. Stitch hands it off to Haskins Smith, who makes his way forward for a Saints 1st down.
And that's going to be a first down again for the Saints. That clock is continuing to run. And if you're the Huskies, you've got to start calling timeouts now.
We are finally back. The camera is working again. Sorry for you guys, I couldn't see some of these plays. There is a minute 13 left on the clock. It's winding down now. Stitch looking to his O-line. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Hands it off to Haskins Smith. Haskins Smith making his way, breaks a tackle. Haskins Smith out towards the 27, 28-yard line. Another great run on first down. And we're under a minute now, 53 seconds.
Yeah, again, the Saints are, I'm surprised no timeouts have been called by the Huskies yet. Either way, when you call your timeouts, it really doesn't matter at this point, but now you have to have back-to-back stops and use your timeouts to hopefully have a chance.
Stitch now from the shotgun, hands off to Haskins Smith. Haskins Smith driving the pile, not able to make his way forward, and he'll be stopped with 30 seconds left, and we're going to get a timeout here from the Notre Dame Prep Saints. Wow, let's take a time to breathe, and for those that couldn't see the first few plays of this drive, on 3rd and 10, the Huskies off defense and crowd were going crazy. It was Landon Stitch from the shotgun able to deliver a pass to the outside to Jace Wright, who already has a touchdown tonight. He snagged it in one-handed off a bobble, was able to bring it in to move the chains, and since then on, it's been the Stitch and it's been the Haskins Smith show with one completion to Matt Friend as well that have moved the sticks, and the Saints are in business.
Yeah, they've had so many skill players show up when they needed to, especially on those critical 3rd down moments. And again, they're continuing to run the ball. They've been doing it all night long. The O-line's done a really good job at getting the spaces for the A and B gaps and also bouncing to the outside. But now if you're the Huskies in this situation on 3rd down, this is the most important 3rd down of the game. This is where you make your stop, you call a timeout, and hopefully your special teams comes up and gives you a chance to go to overtime.
How has the Notre Dame Prep field goal kicking looked tonight? Well, it's been 2 blocked field goals. So you don't know how much they don't have a Podwika on their team who can nail one from 60. So we'll see what they can do. They may be thinking touchdown in 29 seconds. The Saints only have 1 timeout remaining, 2 remaining for the Huskies. It's 3rd and 4 here as Stitch takes it himself. He's out towards the stick, still going. Is that enough for a first down? It is. So that'll stop the clock again. It'll be first down, 1st and 10 Saints with 28 seconds remaining here. As Stitch once again in the shotgun, and that is Gunnar Perry to his right. Stitch looks over, completes again over to Jace Wright, and Jace Wright gets out of bounds. These little comeback routes are working now, right?
Yeah, they are, and this time they had it. They didn't have Friend out there. They ended up having number 20 on the outside there, Jace Wright, making another critical play. And now I'm surprised they even threw the ball there because that just stops the clock once again.
Nonetheless, they only have 1 timeout. They're trying to get as close in field goal range as they can. 21.3 seconds left in this game. 2nd and 5 for the Saints as they're going to run it with Stitch. Quarterback draw. He's moving his legs, powering out towards the 20-yard line. Not going to be a first down. And this clock's going to keep going. 12, 11, 10 seconds. They might wind this all the way down and take their last field goal to kick a game-winning shot.
Yeah, it looks like it because the Huskies.
4, 3, and they do. They take their last field goal. So, from the 20-yard line, this will be a 38-yard field goal, give or take, for Jace Wright and the Saints. And Jace Wright's already had a one-handed catch on this drive.
Yes, and getting to this current possession, E.J. Peoples has a blocked extra point and a blocked field goal. And after that blocked field goal, he injured himself. It was a minor injury. He's actually back out there now. So keep an eye on him for this special teams unit because he has been getting at it on the edge. And they're probably going to send him in there again.
Okay, here we go. Jace Wright is lining up for a 38-yard field goal to win the game on the road in Husky territory for the Notre Dame Prep Saints. The Huskies still have 2 timeouts to work with if they want to ice the kicker. We'll see what they do.
Another chapter of a great rivalry.
From 38, Jace Wright, the kick is up! and it is no good! Wide right, he had the leg, but is not able to get the accuracy, and we are headed to overtime here at Husky Stadium.
I love football. Absolutely love football. You couldn't have had a better opportunity to make the game-winning field goal, and now you're forced to go to overtime. My goodness, this game is all over the place.
Well, a game like this, overtime is needed. Wow, we were all standing up here. What a game. Everyone is screaming. I thought that was in from our vantage point.
Yeah, that was his chance to make a play right there. Oh my goodness. And that's going to live with him for a little bit, unless if he can redeem himself later in overtime. We've got another quarter of football to go.
All right, headed to OT here on a beautiful night in Scottsdale. We've hit 9:15, just about, and it's about 85-ish degrees. It's a beautiful night out here. Not a threat of rain like we've seen recently.
Yeah, the monsoons have affected a ton of games this season, and thankfully tonight we've had hardly any wind, if not no wind. We've had no rain, no storms, so it's been a pretty decent night. And soon enough, today is supposed to be the last day of 100-degree plus temperatures, and we'll start to be lowering into the low 90s and high 80s soon.
It's always supposed to be.
I know. Can't wait.
Nonetheless, the gods wanted to see this game played out as well, just like everybody else, the weather gods, and we're headed to OT. I have not been a part of an overtime high school game this year, regardless of what I've worked, and this should be one to remember as that Chase Wright field goal. He got it up, he got elevated, he had the distance by a large margin, just a little wide right, so close to winning it on a walk-off for the Saints.
That really sucks, but thankfully overtime is here, and he might be able to redeem himself. But with the way this game has been going, first half was all Saints, and the second half so far has been pretty much all Huskies. An incredible performance so far tonight by both teams, and if they continue to do what they're doing, who knows what's going to happen in this overtime? Who's going to come up with the big play to give the team momentum?
So I had a little note here from someone that Horizon a little lucky there. Coach Ditmore of the Huskies tried to call a timeout before that last field goal, and the refs did not see it. So the play went on, and he missed. So they did not get another play.
Interesting, because even then, he still missed the kick.
Yep.
So, I mean, either way, that is a bad missed timeout call, but the kick is missed. We're here in overtime, and now we still have overtime, which is going to be pretty electric overall. So we'll see what happens here for this quarter.
So when it comes to overtime and the rules here, they're very similar to college. Instead of the ball starting on the 25, though, for the offense, it will start on the 20, and you have the match. So college rules for high school. Close enough, right? Should be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
This crowd doesn't want to go home. I don't want to go home.
I honestly don't want this game to end, but unfortunately it has to end at some point.
It's a 10-minute quarter. Not sure if there are ties in high school Arizona football. Don't think there are, but you never know.
I've never seen a tie in a high school football match, ever.
We put up 10 minutes, we put up 10 minutes on the quarter, but I don't think there's a quarter clock. It's just matching, just like college. So.
Yeah, I believe so too.
This is a chance to say it's been a great turnout from the student section and the fans tonight wearing pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All the students wearing pink. It's been a really special night. All the kids giving high fives to the players, the Husky players, as they come out on the field. The entire cheerleading squad for the Huskies have pink pom-poms. For the Saints, they're all wearing pink, so it's for a good cause, and they've made everybody proud tonight.
It is, yeah, and it's really nice to see a lot of people come together, not only just for football, but to support a big cause each month of the year with breast cancer awareness. And for me personally, it's special because I lost my aunt a long time ago to breast cancer, and I've been going to the walk every single year to support the cause, and thousands, if not millions of people go to that walk every year to support, and it's so great to see a lot of pink out here tonight.
All right, so you're right, they're not. The Saints will get the ball first from the 20-yard line. So college rules if they're not the 20. Oh, excuse me, they're at the 10-yard line. So they're going to start from the 10. That's very close. So we're going to try to walk this through, you guys. We don't know if there's downs or it's one play or what, but first down here, handed off to Haskins Smith from the 10. It's probably first and goal, second and goal, et cetera, and you have the match. I'm not sure if a team is forced to kick an extra point or go for two if they are to score. You can kick field goals, but we'll see how it plays with the rest of you.
But yeah, I mean, either way, no matter what the rules are, that first play right there, now how you want to start overtime. You do want to continue to run the ball like it has been, like it's been working all night, but now it's time to spread the ball.
Second and goal now. Stitch over to the right. That is caught down towards the 2-yard line. Good job there from the Saints.
And a good tackle there by CJ Battle to get him down. Looks like at the 3 or 2-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 2.
So that was number 10 for the Saints. They don't have a list of number 10 as Stitch takes it himself into the end zone for a touchdown, Saints. So the Saints take an early lead here in halftime off a QB draw from Landon Stitch. And I think they're going to kick an extra point.
Yeah, finally Stitch gets a touchdown tonight. He's been getting the ball quite a bit. He has over 100 rushing yards. It's around 130 now. And he finally gets in the end zone here to give the Saints the lead back.
If this is anything like college, you can pick to go for two or an extra point on the first possession. The second possession, you would have to go for two. But nonetheless, a huge extra point here for Jace Wright. He needs to get this to one to go through, and he does. It is good. With some extracurriculars, and a flag is thrown as Jace Wright was hit by Peoples, who was injured earlier after the play.
Well,
this could be huge for the Huskies. They could have to start this drive back from the 25. This is 15 enforced.
Oh my gosh, you don't want to make these kind of penalties this late in the game, especially overtime where, I mean, you're bound to break an undefeated team's undefeated season.
The refs are looking it over, but nonetheless, extra point is good. Saints take a 27-20 lead, and the Huskies will get a chance with the ball. They will have to score a touchdown and make the extra point to tie it and send it to a second overtime, or they could go for two and try to win it, but if they don't score a touchdown, this game is over. Nonetheless, we have a flag on the field from a late hit by Peoples on the kicker, Jace Wright. If this is enforced on the Huskies' offensive possession, they could be starting back from the 25 instead of the 10 like the Saints did.
They've been talking about it for quite some time now, nearly a minute and a half. And I think they're confused on who's going to get the penalty here. This could make or break the game. Now you have the entire crew coming up and talking. My goodness.
This is such a big call. I mean, we'll see.
They're really trying not to mess this up here. They're trying to be correct on this call. They're talking to the pre-lock over on the sideline there.
They're talking to Ditmore as well, so it was a very late flag. Here's the call from the ref. So the extra point is good. It looks like it was roughing the kicker on Horizon, and it will be enforced on this possession. So let's see where they have Horizon line up.
Roughing the kicker.
Yeah, this is.
Like they're staying down there.
Oh, it's going to be from the 15-yard line instead of the 10. So it's a 5-yard penalty, and the Huskies will have to start from 5 yards farther back than the Saints did on their drive.
5 yards makes such a huge difference, especially in situations where
especially when it's still first and goal from
right,
the 15.
Yeah, exactly. And now I still don't think they're going to change their game plan at all. They're still going to pound the rock and hopefully tie this game back up.
Puma in the shotgun. Gerardo to his left. Fakes out the defender. Puma goes out to his left. Throws out of bounds to absolutely nobody. the thought of intentional grounding there, maybe. It doesn't look like they're going to call it.
No,
that was to absolutely no one.
No, he was outside of the pocket there for scrambling, and it's honestly a smart decision of Puma because the play design was supposed to be to the right side. He looked left, there was nobody there, and he was getting pressured, so instead of taking off, he just threw it out of bounds. Live another down.
All right, 2nd and goal now from the 15. Puma lined up in the shotgun with Zamorano to his right. 4 wide, Puma looking, throws, and it's broken up. What a play. It was intended for Gerard. It's Mason Pavone that made the play and hit it out. Wow, what a defensive play.
And also Luca Amoroso there on the defense as well. They both made a good play right there, shutting down the play at the 1-yard line, and now we have 3rd down.
The Huskies need to find 15 yards in 2 plays, and they're going to hand it off to Zamorano. He breaks a tackle, breaks another one. He's brought down, and a face mask comes in.
Oh, my goodness.
You cannot have that if you're the Saints. It would have been 4th and goal from the 13.
And the defensive penalties continue to pile on for the Saints.
Another really late flag, by the way. It was after people were yelling, like they didn't see it in real time. I don't know what the refs are looking at. But regardless.
Mask, defense, half the distance. Repeat 3rd down.
You cannot have that if you're the Saints. It would have been 4th and goal from the 13. Instead, you just gave them a new life from the what? From the 6, 7, and it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, they're marking him at the 7-yard line, and now here, you may as well just pound the rock here because that's been working for both teams tonight.
It looks like it's Kloftenstein in the backfield. Fake handoff, takes it himself. He is piled up near the line of scrimmage, so it will be 2nd and goal, no gain, 7 yards to go. And, I mean, what would the play call have been on 4th and 13 to keep the game alive for the Huskies? I don't know. Something to Klopfenstein, I would
I'm not sure, but the marker's showing that that's actually 4th down right now on the sideline. Is it, though?
I guess it stayed. I guess the face mask was not an automatic penalty. That's because I guess there's no, or was not an automatic 1st down. Set it down. So it's 4th and 7. Okay, 4th and 7. This is the game.
Game right here.
The Huskies need to convert into the end zone. Puma with the drop back. Throws over. He's got Klopfenstein! Touchdown Huskies! They stay alive again!
Completely blown coverage. The entire defense of the Saints was fully prepared for an inside pass. And as soon as the ball was thrown, all the Saints players looked to the left, and Klopfenstein was wide open on an island. Everybody stopped and went, what did we just do wrong there? And now, because of that blown coverage, they're 1 point away from this game being tied up again.
The extra point is up, and it is good. From Podrico, we have a tie game. We're going to double OT now. Wow, 4th and 7 to keep the game, keep the undefeated season on the line. And Klopfenstein's wide open.
Yeah.
Easy pitch and catch.
And this is easily the best matchup, at least the both of us have seen this season from 2 teams.
Well, now we're getting double overtime. I would assume this time around it's from the 10 again, but the difference is you have to go for 2 if it's college, because in college you have to go for 2 in double OT, so I would assume it's the same thing.
Right.
And for Notre Dame Prep, you got to be thinking, man, that face mask, man. That face mask. It gave them another 3rd down, and it moved them 6 yards closer.
It did. That defensive penalties like that always mess up any kind of momentum, and it did on the next couple of plays because, again, they had blown coverage on the outside, and Klopfenstein again wide open. That's now, what is that, his 3rd touchdown of the night?
I don't even know.
Either.
Yes, it should have been his 4th because he had the hold earlier, too.
Yeah, honestly, if we're counting everything, he should have 4 touchdowns tonight. Either way, he has had a stellar performance.
All right, so the Huskies will take over from the 10 now. They will keep possession. That's how it works. The team that just scored will continue to have possession in the 2nd OT. 27-27. And it will be 1st and goal from the 10 as Puma's under center, hands it off to Zamorano. He's got an open field, and he's in! Touchdown, Huskies!
Zamorano finally getting in the end zone. One play touchdown, and now you've come back and have taken the lead for the first time tonight.
So you do not have to go for two. You can kick an extra point if you choose, and they will. It will be Podwika on for the extra point, and it is good to make it a 34-27 game here in double overtime.
What an incredible comeback by this Husky squad.
Yeah, well, they were down 20-3 at one point in this game. Wow, what an overtime. So now the Saints will have a chance to match. They will get the ball from the 10-yard line just like previously before. They need to score a touchdown, at least 7 to win this game. I don't know if they can go for 2 or not to win it, but they need an extra point. If this is tied after 2 overtimes, we're following along with you guys. I don't know if they'll do matching 2-point conversions like college football, but we will see. From the 10 now, Stitch in the shotgun. Lined up with Haskins Smith next to him. Haskins Smith finds a hole. Haskins Smith up to the 1-yard line. Wow, okay. These run games decide to get going in double overtime. How about that?
And so they had a successful run play right there by Haskins. You may as well go right back to it. They're going to go hurry up here and keep them on their toes.
Hurry up now from the 2-yard line for the Saints. Back to Haskins Smith. He's pushing, and he is not in on 2nd and goal. He gets right back to the line of scrimmage, so will now bring up 3rd and goal for the Saints. From the 2-yard line, they need 2 to keep this game going. 2 chances to get it in. You would think they may bring it, and there he is, number 0, Gunnar Perry in the game for the Saints, the big guy, 225. Feed him the rock if you're the Saints. He'll run somebody over. Stitch in the shotgun. He'll take it himself, though. Breaks up a tackle. Is he in? No, he's down at the 1.
Oh, my gosh.
This is going to come down to 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
Every inch matters. And for the first time tonight, Lynch has been stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And like you said, 4th down for the game right here. Everybody is up on their feet.
4th and 1, 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. The Saints need this touchdown to keep the game going. And they're going to call timeout. They're going to call a timeout. Talk this one over. I think both teams get 1 timeout in overtime. So they're going to talk this in each overtime session, that is. So they're going to talk this one over.
I'm running out of breath because I am completely exhausted right now, emotionally, physically, mentally, and I've been sitting here all night with you.
4th and 1 from the 1 for the Saints. I mean, to keep this game going, you're down 7, you have to score. What do you do?
Again,
I could hand off to Gunnar Perry. The dude's 6 foot 225. He'll run somebody's through somebody's face. Give it to him.
I think that's a great call, but if you're going to run it with Perryman, you've got to run it out of Wildcat. Because if you run it out of shotgun, the ball is coming back 3 to 4 yards to begin with, and you have to get those yards back right as the ball is snapped.
And that isn't even on the 1-yard line. When we tell you that ball is literally at the inch. It's like at the inch-yard line. It's almost on the goal line. QB sneak maybe? But no, they're not going to do a QB sneak because
they're running out of gun again.
They are lined up in gun. Stitch lined up in gun. He takes it himself. It looks like he got it. It looks like he got it. Let's see what the call is. He's in. He's in. Touchdown Saints. Just barely gets into the end zone to make this a 34-33 game and keep it going. Now, the all-important extra point to tie this game up. They're going to try to match here in double overtime.
Go back to the guy that's been leading your team in rushing, Lynch. Again, 2nd touchdown in a row.
Here we go. Extra point from Jace Wright to keep this game alive. He's got it right down the middle, and we are headed to triple overtime. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a game here at Horizon.
Definitely didn't bring enough water for this one.
No, I need to go get another one.
Surprised we haven't used any of the cough drops we have. We have 2 each, and we haven't had to use either one yet.
Triple overtime.
I still can't believe how this game, again, we mentioned it earlier, the Huskies were down 20-3. The game goes into overtime 20-20, and now we're at 34-34 in triple overtime. What in the world happened?
So I saw some people from the booth on the Husky side with headphone stuff. Could have been coordinators leaving the booth. So I was scared this was going to end in a tie, but they're just going down the field to get a closer look. We go on, triple overtime. Wow.
And now the Saints will come out with the ball again.
So will triple overtime start from the 10, or will be, no, let's see, what's going to happen here?
Trying to arrange it and see, because
Is it going to be interchanging 2-point conversions, or is it going to be starting from the 10 again?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to explain the rules to Ditmore and his team right now to see how the overtime rules work, because I don't think, when was the last time you saw a game go into triple overtime? It's been a very long time.
I watched the Georgia Tech-Georgia game last year go to 7 overtimes. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that game was
Georgia
crazy.
Tech should have won that game. Shout out to Haynes King. But, they can get revenge later in the season in Atlanta, but that's besides the point. We go to Arizona State. Anyway, so it looks like for some reason the Huskies have the ball first after the Saints just scored. That's not how it worked last time, but maybe they did a coin flip, or maybe it was decided that the Huskies just get the ball first all the time. So they're at the 10 again, so it's the same thing again. No alternating 2-point conversions. They start again from the 10 over and over again.
They're going to stop play here for a second. Ditmore's trying to explain something to the refs. Well, they went with the air. They went through the air the last time they were playing. And now at this rate, do you go back to it? Or do you just go back to the run game, which has been working?
I don't even know.
I mean, honestly, both have been working consistently well in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter and now overtime. So they're probably going to mix and match it quite a bit.
It's so hot up here.
Now, with all the bodies around us, I mean, these fans are, the energy has just been overwhelming.
All right, from the 10-yard line now, the Huskies will begin triple overtime. Game tied 34-34. And they will line up under center with Puma. Burke goes in motion. Puma now over to Zamorano. Gets to the outside, and he's brought down for about a gain of 3, maybe 4. They'll bring up second and goal from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be marked.
It's a gain of 4, so it's from the 6-yard line. It will be second and goal now. Good gain on first down.
That was a good gain. And honestly, you needed a play to kind of chill out the emotions, because you don't want to run the offense on super high emotions.
All right. There goes Klopfenstein out to the outside now. Is he in? Klopfenstein! Touchdown Huskies. He is in. Klopfenstein with his 4th touchdown of the game on a direct snap. And once again, Horizon takes the lead, and they will kick another extra point with Podwika.
Well, if Horizon wins this, I'm pretty sure we know who the player of the game is,
if
right?
If they lose this, we know who the player of the game is.
I mean, either way, no matter what, he has had, this performance is incredible.
Puma in the second half has played very well, too. And Podwika, the extra point is good. So the Huskies have taken a 41-34 lead here in triple overtime. And once again, the Saints will have a chance to match.
That's now 2 receiving touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns, I believe, by Klopfenstein. And this is going to be a performance he never forgets. Neither will these fans, either. And now, if you're the Saints coming out, again, you're going to have to continue to keep responding. If they keep responding, this game might end up going on all night long.
I got time.
I'm pretty sure.
The game was quick because there was so much running the ball anyway.
Right.
So this is just extending it. Here we go. From the 10 now. The Saints, first and goal, down 7. Will have to do exactly what they just did last possession.
They got Perry out there at the tailback.
Stitch in the shotgun. Perry next to him. Stitch takes it himself. Will go out right, trying to find a hole brought down around the 10, just gets back to the line of scrimmage. It will be 2nd and goal from the 10 for the Saints.
Good tackle and wrap up by the Horizon linebackers. That was CJ Battle on the tackle at the line of scrimmage, and that sets the tone for now the defense trying to make a stand for the first time in this overtime.
All right. It's shaken. Stitch now drops back, looks to the end zone. It's caught. Is he in or is he short? He is short. That was Matt Friend again with another big catch. He's brought down at the 2-yard line, and it is now 3rd and goal from the 2.
They've only had him on that comeback route, and he caught it at the marker, but he ended up going backwards, taking himself out of the end zone.
Stitch with the snap, takes it himself. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Saints.
Wait a minute, there's a lot of chaos going on right now.
The Huskies thought they had a fumble. One of them had the ball, but he was ruled in previously. So it's going to be a touchdown, Saints. And once again, here is an extra point from, oh geez. Here is an extra point to tie this game up to send it to a 4th overtime.
My gosh, Lynch, 3 carries, 3 touchdowns in triple overtime. My goodness.
Oh my God, they may be going for 2. No, Jace Wright's coming on. They're kicking it.
That was a little
No, he's going up to the receiver position. What are they doing? You should probably just call a timeout here if you're Notre Dame Prep. There's a lot going on.
They're going to keep the offense out there.
They're going to keep the offense out there. They're going to go for 2. They're going to go for 2.
But the offense seems confused right now.
They seem a little out of sorts. I don't know how much time they get on the play clock exactly, and they're going to call a timeout. Okay, so Notre Dame Prep keeping the offense on. They want to win this game. They're sick of going back and forth. Maybe not a lot of faith to stop Horizon, right?
I was going to say, I wouldn't go for 2 at any point in this game.
I wouldn't have played safe.
Yeah, exactly, because you're both having stellar performances, but at some rate, the game has to end. We don't want it to end, but it has to. I don't mind the 2-point call, but it is very aggressive when you have the chance to pull off an incredible upset.
We'll see what they do. They are talking this over after the timeout. We'll see if they decide to go through with it and go for 2, or they try to tie this up with an extra point. Nonetheless, we are in triple overtime. 41-40. Horizon leads by 1. Notre Dame Prep just scored. They kept the offense on the field to go for 2. We'll see if they roll through with it. Let's see who they're bringing on the field.
It looks like the offense.
Yep, it looks like the offense.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. They're going for 2. So, the Saints are keeping the offense on the field. They're going to go for 2 from the 2-yard, or it looks like from the 3, to try to win this football game. Here we go. Stitch in the shotgun. 2 running backs to his right. Takes the snap. Stitch out to his right. Looks back. Throws it up. And there's pass interference all over the place. That ball was targeted for Andrew Stayer, who is down, and he was absolutely manhandled in the end zone by number 20 of the Horizon Huskies. Flags all over the place.
Half the distance, still 1 on time.
Okay, so.
2-3, coach, 2-3, DPI.
Okay, DPI in 23. So that will be Palmer Podwika, who's been kicking all day. Wow. So we're gonna get a stoppage here, and we will have another play, as that was an untimed down, and it will be half the distance to the goal. So from the 3, which they were, the Saints will move up to the 1.5-yard line. They will move 1.5 yards closer to the end zone, and we'll see if they go for 2 to try to win this game still.
And this has been an incredible chapter of this fresh rivalry between these 2 teams as the injured player gets up and is able to slowly walk off. But, I mean, they're probably going to go – the Saints will probably go back out there to go for 2 once again, win or go home.
Especially 1.5 yards near.
Yeah, now you're, like you mentioned, they're at the, looks like the 2-yard line.
So were they from the 4? That's a little awkward.
Looks like it, yeah.
I guess 2 quick versions are from the 4, and No, that looks like the 1.5. That looks like the 1.5.
Okay.
So it's from the 3, and they're going to keep the offense on the field to go for it again. Here we go again.
Oh, my gosh.
Just a little closer. The Saints are going for it again. Stitch is in the shotgun. He has Gunnar Perry to his right, not Haskins Smith, who's tailed the ball all night. The crowd here at Horizon High School is on their feet. Stitch in the shotgun. Takes it himself. He's in! He's in! The Saints win on a 2-point conversion to ruin the Huskies' undefeated year.
Notre Dame will win it 42-41.
The game is number
42-41.
1.
What a play call from George Prelock. And the Saints take home a huge win on the road in Husky territory. What a game, Ethan.
This has been, in all the games I've seen this season, this has been the game of the year. An incredible upset for the Saints. My gosh, I have no other words. This is incredible.
Oh, what a game, what a game. What are some takeaways?
Some? I've got a lot of takeaways. Now, that's the 4th win for the Saints on the road here in the Huskies' house. So now that the Huskies are no longer undefeated, they can finally figure out what did we do wrong to not finish out this game. And again, they're still a really good football team. Both of these teams are solid. And for the Saints, they are now 3-3 on the season, their best win in quite a bit of time. And now they can build off of this going into their upcoming games, which they've got a tough road. They've got a pretty tough road coming up, going up against two if not 3 teams with winning records. Next game they're at home versus Chaparral, who's 2-3. Then they go to the Wolves 3-2. Arizona College Prep Knights after that, who are 5-0, and then they face Desert Mountain at 4-1 to end the season. So, and then for the Huskies, they have a little bit of an easier road going down the way with only facing 1 team with a winning record. But outside of that, tonight, incredible performance from both teams. Both sides of the ball did a really good job. Big plays all around. You couldn't have asked for a better game tonight, and I'm so glad I got to commentate it with you, Matthew.
Ethan, that was a special one. From everybody at the Varsity Sports Show, that was a game we were so thrilled to call. It was a great one on the schedule, a game between 2 Scottsdale rivals. And that will do it from us. I'm Matthew McCord with my commentator and friend Ethan Troll. We'll see you soon for another weekend of high school football. And check us out for junior college football tomorrow as well. We'll see you later. Varsity Sports Show.
Good night, everybody.